Alright, they can hear you now.
What? Well, you see, the answer is that it is nearly 1 p.m. PST, which means it is ass o'clock for most people.
I'm assuming the reason why is probably due to the fact of it could be the fact I'm doing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, 100%, yeah.
So yeah, welcome everyone to the session 0 for my character, and this is the Dungeon Master for this, and we were doing a Monster Hunter based campaign. So yeah, this is my first time. This is my first time doing a D&D campaign, so bear with me as I struggle to get through all of this. So, what do we do?
Give me a second. Alright, I'm pulling up all of the things that I'm going to need, because this is very important. Omega important. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also, chat, how is the audio as well as, can you hear everything? Does it sound okay? And all that lot. Is it too loud? Too quiet? Cringe Master, now Dungeon Master.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong.
Okay, so.
Second. Oh. It's gonna be a while, so I'm getting ready to stretch. I'm gonna do it later. Sitting in my ass for 2 hours.
Let me just try to see if I can record this as well.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna record it from my end. So on the off chance that I get QStream, muted because of DMCA, I'll just post it somewhere and you guys can watch it.
You say this, but I'm not watching your stream for the music, or did you want me to specifically look for your music?
Oh, well, I mean, shit, my bad. Alright, doesn't matter then.
No. Do you want me to listen to your music? Because I will.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's just fine.
And this is a bit hard to hear. Okay.
I could increase it on my end, but I don't
How
even
about
want
now?
to do that. Hello? I'm repeating myself so you can hear me. I am what we call a loud individual.
A bit more?
A bit more. Damn, a bit more. That's crazy. What do you mean a bit more?
I mean,
Pretty loud. Okay, well, I mean, shit, my bad.
so basically the game music is at 55, and you're at 65. Well, Discord's at 65, so.
Okay. No, I mean, that's fine. That works. That's usually probably because I'm loud as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So. Let's start. So, to preface this, because you in particular are very new to this, I do want you to ask as much questions as you want. And not just in terms of like mechanics, but also in terms of lore, the environment. Just ask me questions. I love being asked questions. It's my favorite pastime.
Okay.
Okay. So, let me pull up this tidbit because I am going to use it again.
Oh, chat, I am recording this, so if it gets copyrighted, I can always post it in like Discord so you can watch it. I just have to be careful about audio and stuff. Actually, in fact, if anything, I think I might just, because I'm recording it.
You gonna stream it? You're gonna listen to my stream?
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to your stream.
Alright, cool. Adjust it if need be.
Excuse me while I check my stuff real quickly to see if it's actually, recording. Output. Recording. My C drive. Oh. That's,
I mean,
yeah,
that's fine.
space.
Yeah, it's fine. You'll live. And again, I'm recording it, so you're chill. You're big chiller. Two perspectives. So you're set. You're good to go.
1 second. Yeah, it's recording.
Sick. Okay.
Right, let me just turn off his music, and let me listen to your music for your stream.
Just let me know when you're good to go.
Although your music's kind of quiet.
Well, I mean, that's why you just increase the stream if you have to. Unless it's at max volume already.
You're 200%. What do you mean, dude?
Is the stream at that high? Okay, hold on.
No, no,
'Cause
no. Through my own ears.
Oh. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
My stream can't hear it.
Oh. Okay, well, that's awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fuck it. Here you go. I got this. Do not leak my DMs.
You don't think?
Look,
Oh,
there's
no. Oh, okay.
there's a lot. There's a lot of things that you cannot leak right now. If you leak any of that, I'm done. It's over. Oh, there were other players. The thing is that I have done 2, 3 other mini session zeros for the rest of the players.
So I should stop watching your stream, right?
Yeah, probably if they can't hear it.
Okay, so we'll just kind of have this one, first one on loop, right?
Yep, have that first one on loop.
Let me know when to put in the other one.
Yep, I'll let you know. Alright, you good to go?
Okay, chat, let me know if the audio's not good, but yeah, we're ready to go.
Alright. So, to begin with, hi, hello, it's me, your Dungeon Master. Pretty cool.
Yeah? Hello.
So, to begin with, you are in the flying city of Highport. It is a bustling hub of airships hooked together with rackety but finely secured bridges of wood and rope secured between each individual ship. In particular, your branch of the Academy is stationed on the flagship. Currently, it is docked to the nearest town, trading and offering goods in order to, well, resupply what they require to continue their trip in the skies. During this time, you would see students and employees coming in and out, taking the time to, well, walk underground and enjoy the experience of not always being stuck in a stuffy airship for the entire, well, span of months that you normally would spend here. Nix. Unfortunately for you, however, you are still stuck in class. Despite that, it almost feels tense, electrifying almost. The students around you seemingly almost bursting with energy and excitement. Though it is a little tempered and dull to the fact that you're still in class, you're still studying, you're still doing work that you probably would not be doing. The question is that true for Nyx? Is she a studious student? Is she more lackadaisical when it comes to studying?
I would say she is more studious, although her disability does make it hard for her to study. Will the classes have the books available in Braille?
They would, yes.
In which case, she would probably spend most of her time trying to understand the language as much as she can. Although I'm not too sure how much she would know in her, I guess, somewhat short lifespan. If she would have had time to study, considering she grows more rapidly than others.
I'd imagine. Oh, that reminds me.
Hmm.
Before we continue on, describe your character for the audience because we don't have art.
Oh. So,
Yeah.
yes. So, Nyx is a dragonborn mixed with a Gormagala. She is blind mainly because a pair of black horns covers her vision and she's unable to see. She has 4 limbs, 2 legs, and 4 arms. Very much like a Gormagala. For reference, I'll bring up her image. She obviously does not look like this, but you can get the idea of what she roughly looks like. She's got fur on her wings and it kind of looks like a cape. However, due to the secretive nature of her origins, she is wearing a blindfold over her eyes to make it as if she is blind from a horrific injury of some sort. And she's also wearing clothing that indicates that she is someone who gets cold easily. And she wears like a shawl and a somewhat cloak or cape to cover up her wings. Care has not been put in to cover up her hands, but if anyone looks, they will observe and find that she essentially has scales. So if people were to look at her, they would assume that she is either some sort of lizard, dragon, or something else hybrid of reptile descent, essentially. She
To
has
give a little bit more context, is she? I describe it as an anime dragonborn. Is she more humanoid than her traditional dragonborn brethren, or is she, well, what you would expect a dragonborn to look like?
I don't know what a dragonborn looks like.
Well, a dragonborn looks like this. Let me bring this up for you.
Is this in the thing or
I'm
DMs
going
or?
to DM it. Do not leak my DM or literally anything important. Reminder.
Okay, she looks more like a monster girl, I would say. So she's more anime-esque.
That's what I would say as anime-esque. This is what I call anime dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right
See if I
here.
can find. 1 second. So, innocent me this. I guess in a way, yes. Basically, you know, scales in places, probably like talon-like claws. Probably want to have like clawed feet. Actually, I'm not too sure about that. But you'll probably have a tail. They'll have wings. Oh shit! They have a. I forgot about the tail.
It's a belt. It's a belt.
Yeah, we could say it's wrapped around like a belt. I mean, she could, as long as she gets away as being perceived as a lizard, perhaps, or something like that.
That's also fine. Yeah. Because dragonborn are common. That is indeed true. And before I so rudely interrupted you, do you remember what you were talking about?
She has a cane that acts like a, well, not really so much a walking stick, but it's obviously like a blind person's cane, right? She walks around with it, and yeah, it helps her see. Other than that, that is just the physical traits. I'll try to find an image that is kind of close to what I want, but I'm not too sure if it'll be safe for work, but I'll try my best.
If it's not, we'll just do some budget censoring. Anyways. Nyx is quite the studious student, I imagine then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming as of right now she's probably, well, creating her own set of notes in whatever manner she can.
Yes, probably revising them.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, the professor turns around from their work on a chalkboard to look at the rest of the students. It seems that this lesson in particular was focused on elder dragons. The professor would take a deep breath at first before speaking up. Well, class, Can anyone explain to me how a Teosha produces its blast? And what method do they use to set it off?
So, as a character, I know. I guess the question is whether or not I would know. So, would I need to do a roll to see?
Uh, how much study? You say she's a very studious character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say she knows it like it's the back of her hand?
Wait, let me look at my character sheet. Look at the. Because she has a wisdom of 11, I want to kind of say to keep in line with it. She has tried studying it. I suppose it could also be the case of nature as well. I can't answer the question. I'm assuming she probably would know because she would be studious. She would kind of be. I imagine she wouldn't have any friends, and that's because some people have interacted with her. So she would kind of spend most of her time reading notes. So if this is material that has recently gone over, then yes, she would probably raise up her hand and say that it is done through releasing of powder covered in like that is coating on its fur, and then uses a spark from either its teeth or any other kind of hard surface to create a spark to ignite.
After a few minutes of babbling that answer within your head, making sure that is the correct information, and after convincing yourself once, twice, maybe even 3 times to raise your hand, you see another hand shoot up, far faster than you could. A almost feathery, brown, almost small hand, eagerly shaking his hand in order to get the attention of the professor. How in tune is she with school rumors? How much does she know about her fellow peers?
Probably very little.
Roll me a... Roll me a insight check.
An insight check?
Yeah.
How do I do that?
So open up your character sheet. I want you to click that fat insight button right there.
Okay.
Yep. And then do a normal roll. 12, okay. I'd say just from hearsay and the things you kind of hear over time, even if you didn't exactly mean to or weren't intending to, you've heard a few things. This boy's name is Clarence. His mother's an instructor here, and you've heard all sorts of rumors. Some about claiming nepotism and the like, or others saying he's a know-it-all, a nerd. A lot of nasty little things that you wouldn't really expect young adults to be uttering, but it's also very in line with what you'd expect young adults to be uttering. Does she think anything of these rumors? Or do you think it would just pass her by? As it's not really her business, nor does she care enough.
She'll probably ignore the rumors for the most part, but she will take it as kind of a part of preemptive wariness, if it makes sense.
That would make sense.
So she won't judge a person based upon this, but she will kind of like, oh, I'll remember this for, future reference kind of situation.
The professor seems to hesitate, not really intending on picking Clarence to answer the question that he had asked. But considering that his hand was the first one up, and no one else seemed to be raising their hands except for perhaps yours. But I imagine you're far back enough where it wasn't really noticed.
Mm-hmm.
You hear Clarence utter the same answer that you had grasped in your mind. Like, this is me trying to do a impression of Andy doing an impression of Clarence. Teostra, it comes from the scale. It's a powder, and it uses its teeth to set off the powder. God, Andy's gonna be very disappointed in that one. But let's not talk about that. And for a moment, the professor seems to almost grimace, almost as if he did not want to hear that answer, even though it's the right answer. But he turns around, nodding once in acknowledgement, but going back to the chalkboard, continuing to write down the answer that was just uttered, letting their fellow students, well, create notes of the Teostra that they are studying about. You can hear murmurs and whispers making fun of Clarence, insulting him. But you're busy. You're a busy girl. You have notes to take. It's not your business. I imagine you don't care at all, really.
I guess you make the analysis of even though she's heard the rumors, the fact that they were a bit timid and hesitant on the reply due to the manner of the way they're speaking, she would kind of just. She probably won't think too heavily on the rumors being, I guess, holding any weight for her. Like, how you see like rumors being malicious, she won't really kind of consider it to be malicious and more just other people's opinions. So it would change her perspective on Clarence. But yeah, that's just a more personal note.
I mean, I look, take notes whenever you would like. Do what you need to do.
Can you take notes in this?
No, but well, okay. So Remy took notes in a Google Drive document, and I'm pretty sure I showed it to you, and she showed it to you as well.
Yeah,
where she stopped because she was having too much fun. But anyways, let me continue and stop being distracted. The professor continues, writing down notes, writing down information, the senses you would imagine, you would feel, see, and almost hear the Teostra. The professor, for a moment, begins to imbue some sort of magical energy within the chalk as he writes. He talks about the almost sulfuric scent in the air, and for a moment you could even smell it yourself. The roar that would allow you to recognize the Teostra, you could almost hear it echo out in the room.
Is it something only I can hear, or is it something other people can hear as well?
Other people can hear.
Okay.
All students can hear this. And class continues just like that. After some writing and doing some work, the professor looks back up and turns to look at the class once again. It seems he has another question. Very well. What happens when a Kushala Daora grows older? Remember that this is the reason why it leads to its death at a very, almost young age. For a moment, you see Clarence consider raising his hand, almost hesitating. But no one else seems to raise their hand for now.
she'll wait for someone to raise up their hand, and as like I'm assuming as the teacher kind of turns around to kind of see who. Actually, no. I suppose. Actually, you want me to see? Fuck.
She would not be able to see. No. Yeah, she gets. I would imagine has like it's like echolocation almost. She has a general sense, but there's no exact detail.
Mm-hmm. She can't really tell facial expressions, and So I was gonna wait because I was just thinking in my head what I was gonna do is like she was as he turns around to face the class and no one else has put the hand up, she'll put her hand up to give her response, which is as they get older, their body solidifies and makes it more difficult for them to move. I know what the answer is, but I'm assuming she would, even though she's studious, she would kind of forget this whole classification of the whole body. So it's like a half answer, I guess.
The professor pauses for a moment, giving you an approving nod. Very good, Nix. That is close to the correct answer. A Kushala Daora, while true, their tissues and bones and the like slowly begins to turn into metal. It also does the same for its organs. Over time, the organs would essentially stop functioning, or even worst case scenario, it would head into itself or the rest of its body, eventually leading to death to internal wounds. You see some heads turn around as the professor looks back to the chalkboard. It seems that you've garnered some attention from your fellow colleagues, some approving, some a little almost mocking, as if you almost flaunted your intelligence. But for the most part, the class seems to approve of your answer. They seem to, despite you putting the almost nearly the same amount of effort as Clarence, they seem to like you more than the poor Irakoka. And the process repeats. After some time, the professor would turn back around. Class, I have one last question for you. How does Kirin uses his lightning abilities?
I don't actually know this character. I don't actually know this question out of character, so I have no idea. I guess Nix will just wait to see if anyone else answers. Check to make sure that no one is. Check to see if anyone is turning around to look at her specifically or at Clarence. And man, if no one looks, she'll try to answer. If people do look, she won't.
For a moment, the class is quiet. The professor expecting, waiting for someone really to raise their hand and, well, explain the answer. But as time passes by, the cool air blowing through the room, alongside the almost quiet, almost sterile nature of the environment around you. He sighs, not disappointingly, but as if he wasn't expecting much to begin with. He looks back up at the class, glancing at you, but focusing his attention to the rest of his students. Well, in that case, I would ask that you make sure to study for this. Although, I doubt that the question would arise where you would need to answer this, because, well, around this time of year, every time we dock in a certain area, we send out students to leave behind the Y Academy and the airships and the like to explore the world. Like an end of year project. Group up, have a chaperone, do as you will. I would like you to set out in the world, study what you wish to study, learn what you wish to learn. And I am glad to have taught you for this year. You watch the professor bow his head and leave behind the room. In a moment, the classroom almost bursts. Students crowding around other students. Excited chatter almost everywhere, really, echoing throughout the room, almost rampant and uncontrolled. Energy is at an all-time high as you hear students talk about what they want to do. I want to go fishing. I want to sleep for, months on end and see what effect that has on the body. And so on and so forth. Random silly questions that people would ask or want to learn more about. Of course, you hear a few mention what monsters they want to see and what places they would like to go. But at the end of it all, when people pull into the cliques and group up together, you're left alone. What's Nick's feeling right now?
So I have like 2 questions. Do we happen to know what the name of the town or city that we're docked at? And is this like considered to be like a summer holiday kind of situation? Because yeah, he's taught us for a year, right? Which means we're gonna go back to education, right? Or is it just like we're done for the entirety of it?
So, roll me a history check.
History check.
Yes.
Hell yeah, 15! That's pretty high, right?
Yeah, that is above average, one might say. From what you remember and from what you know. Especially from what you heard from, well, your adopted family. After a certain amount of time teaching their students, this particular branch of the Y Academy favors, well, going out in the world and exploring. So, most of the time, what happens is most students, when they are out in the world and exploring, they will send back reports at a month's time, talking about what they've learned and what they studied and things they wish to share with the academy. And over the course of a year, by that time, the student would make a decision to either continue exploring the world. Obviously, this time, their monthly reports may be becoming bi-monthly or tri-monthly. Or they would come back to the Y Academy to finish the rest of their schooling and officially graduate. The best way to put it is that right now you have all gotten your bachelor's degree. And if you choose to come back within a year, you would essentially be coming back to finish your master's degree.
Okay.
So, how is Nick's feeling?
Kind of wondrous. She's just wondering what to do with her time, and thinking on where her adopted family is right now, and what they're doing, and what they're gonna do with all this spare time, where she will go. She's not really thinking about the classmates all that much, although she will check the room again to make sure that no one else is there. But she will, read through her notes and through the books again, very briefly to make sure she has them all, and probably, I guess, promptly leave the classroom. And of course, that was just, you just wanted to hear what she was thinking, then she won't leave the classroom.
No, that's fine. As you do so, dutifully picking up your notes, I'd imagine she keeps her writing and the organization of material rather organized, clean and neat, rather than messy and everywhere.
Although a few of the edges of her paperwork would be a bit like screwed up in a way and rough because she can't see, so she can't really, she might grab the pages a bit too tightly or not tight enough, and then it kind of scrunches up a little bit. But for the most part, it's as neat as it could be for someone who is blind.
Makes sense. As you leave behind the classroom, walking down through the various hallways and corridors that has been your almost years, really, time spent here studying, working, learning everything that you could. You walk outside, taking in the deep breath of the air around you, cool as it is, wind blowing upon you and your face. And although your wings, I suppose, the drape setup is your horns, it feels nice, I imagine. Inside the flagship is always rather stuffy and sometimes a little too warm for your liking, I imagine.
Yeah, especially with all the extra clothing, and her arms probably her wing arms probably get a bit stiff because having to not move around too much to avoid suspicion or gazes.
As you take in a deep breath, you hear distant shouting. Do you turn to look?
Sorry, give me 1 second. Sorry. Turn to look?
No, it's fine. Yes.
Well, she can't really see, so turning to look doesn't really do anything, but she'll probably focus her attention on what's going on around her, if she can. Not too sure if I'm not sure if her frenzy would be reaching to the person. If it's like a new person, she probably won't be able to sense them because none of the spores are on them. But she'll try to be, I guess, focus on her hearing as well as be alert to any kind of movement that might be indicative to what's happening.
For a moment, you turn, not really expecting any. The sport is obviously not so distant. Tries your mind, you can't see everything. but you begin to hear the sounds of spitting. And in the distance, you hear, "Kiddo!"
Who?
And
Kiddo, who you say?
yes, and you see, well, quote unquote, see. Give me a second. A man with longish chin length hair, messy, held back by a headband, in a long, billowing black and brown jacket. Though very familiar to you, defined, almost defined in your head, it feels a little off.
Okay.
You see him sprint and try to tackle you until he passes through you and, well, collapses to the ground.
Huh?
You see another. A younger woman draped in drab purple gown with a stereotypical witch's hat. Run towards him and, well, try to pick him up, put him together as best she could. Or lastly, this time you hear the clanking of metal on dirt, armor hitting against armor, clicking and clacking almost. Give me a second.
Fine. So you said he ran through her. I'm a bit confused by that.
I'll explain shortly.
Okay.
Is this too loud?
No, not quite.
Okay, that's good. Next, ignore nose tail. They're, right, a little too high concept. Illusions. They're busy, but they didn't want to miss this moment. And right behind them is another woman familiar to you, completing the almost family of four that has taken care of you for most of your life. Also, no. All this art, I don't own them. I didn't make them either, nor did I commission them. These are all fan art. Disclaimer.
Do not copy us because we're just using fan art.
Yeah. While she is certainly not the woman who have taken care of you like a mother should, she has certainly taught you everything that a guardian would. Looking after you when no one else could. Teaching you things that most people will not teach to a young child. But it is all she knows and what she knows. As you see the couple stand up and almost dust themselves off, I will name them off to you one by one. And again, feel free to take notes if you would like, so you remember. The older male the insect glaive user. His name is Heidel. The woman in the witch's clothing is Eleanor.
How do you spell Heidel?
Yeah, I'll type it out for you. The woman in the witch's outfit, her name is Eleanor.
E-L-E. Okay. Thank you.
The stripped knight that you're quite familiar with, his name is Oywin. And the older woman that has taught you everything that you know, his name is Alia. Although you have spent most of your life with them, almost with them every waking moment of their journey, how much of them do you know really? I imagine you know all there is on the surface, but what about underneath all that? Well, I imagine she is probably close to them to get a gauge for their personality and who they are. Do you think they would share their more deeper secrets? Do you imagine?
Probably not. They treat her like an adopted daughter, but they probably wouldn't go to extensive methods of, doing things. They often try to keep negative
Business,
subjects and business separate. So most of
I
the time, you'd
imagine
often
so.
see like interactions of them, and it's just like positive vibes essentially, right? Because they kind of worried about maybe upsetting her, even though she hasn't really shown much, I guess, emotion.
You know, I'm glad to see you. You see the older gentleman, although rather goofy sounding, you know, this is an act that he always likes to put on. I wish I was here to see it in person, but alas, say things got a little busy. As his voice drops a little bit more serious, looking at Eleanor. Them nodding at first, trying to keep it secret from you, Lily, but they're not very good at it. But alas, Eleanor turns to look at you, and forgive me for this apocalyptic attempt at sounding like a woman. Study good, yes?
I'm assuming these are like projections, right? They're not actually there,
Yes.
but they are communicating with her. Are they like real,
Yes.
but like it's like like a hologram, so to speak, like talking to her, but okay.
Yes, they're like holograms. Oywin is the only one that you could sense physically being there.
Okay. Nyx will kind of nod her head and say, "Yeah, I did study hard."
Eleanor smile. Oh?
No, I was gonna say I should probably work on her voice a bit more as well as her mannerisms, because I imagine her language would kind of be a bit broken and jarring sounding. So it's more like a personal critique of my own towards myself.
Yeah. No, I imagine. I mean, it's me ever trying to voice a woman ever. Good, good. And she would try to pat your head, not realizing that her hand's literally passing through it. But the sentiment's there. You can tell that she's rather proud of you. And Azalea, standing off as she is, isn't saying much. But you can sense that, almost feel really, that she is giving almost an approving gesture every time she looks at you. She was, well, out of the four, Eleanor was a graduate here. Well, this area is a little different. So while she's not at the forefront of the celebration, she is still proud of you nonetheless. I imagine she's not a woman of very many words.
No.
Owen steps up, metal clacking together, speaking up for a moment. Alright. You've had your moment. If you do not mind, I would like to, well, do my business here and, well, take young Nix with me. So please, do keep yourself safe. And with a wave of his hand, the holograms dispel. You see Heidel giving a cheerful wave. Azalea nodding once before walking away. And Eleanor almost tipping head forward, bowing her head, as you watch them all disintegrate into dust. Particles of magic whisking away in the air. As all you're left with is Orwin. How close is Orwin to you, do you imagine?
He tries the best he can for her, but ultimately he's distant, but not out of, but that's out of choice. He would like to get to know her more, and he tries to, I guess, hold himself back from trying to meddle too much in her personal life or her affairs. So he has good intentions, but it's kind of like he believes that it's better he doesn't lead to Nix being too reliant on him, I guess.
I imagine so. He's probably not the very best at social aspects. That's what the rest of the party is for, anyways. But nonetheless, I bet you could fondly remember times where he taught you to cook the best he could, and especially through your lack of sight. He looks at you, staring for a moment, before gesturing you to follow him, as he walks back into the academy.
Nix will follow him closely behind. Not really walking by his side, but just kind of closely behind.
Metal meeting wood. His armor clacking against himself. His sword and shield proudly displayed on his back. For a moment, it is just you two, walking through the hallways, taking in the sights as you walk deeper into the academy. In this moment, what is Nix feeling?
She feels happy to have four of them talk with her and congratulate her for essentially, I guess, graduating. But she's sad that she doesn't have the other three with her and clearly couldn't meet her in person. She's kind of wondering why they can't, and especially considering something important such as her graduation. It feels a bit off for, at least for Heido and Eleanor. Azalea did obviously teach her a lot of things, but she kind of kept to herself and expressed, as you said, praise and proudness when it was basically so fit. But the other two, such as Eleanor and Hydel, she kind of expected them to be a situation of they wouldn't miss anything like this for the world kind of situation. So she's thinking that this must be a very serious situation for them to not be there personally.
And you'd be right. Very rarely would they ever miss anything for you. So whatever requires their attention, well, who knows? Before you is a familiar path. It is the path that one would take to visit the headmaster's office.
Would I have gone here much in terms of like being disciplined, or would it be kind of something that happened whenever like she would?
What do you think?
Imagine she might have been brought up to the office occasionally due to her or what she is essentially. Perhaps there would be people which she doesn't recognize, people which don't have any of her friends on them at all, so she can't see them. But she would hear like them talking, and perhaps Arwen will also be in the room having like a argumentative voice. She doesn't really know who these people are, other than the fact of they seemed eager with what she is, or about Nyx, maybe not what she is, but just about Nyx in general. So it's a bit ambiguous, and she could never really hear what's happening, but she was often told to sit out in front of the headmaster's office to kind of just be there. Like you know how parents have a meeting with the headmaster and you're kind of just outside waiting, I guess.
Yes. Every time you see Arwen, all those years back, multiple times really, he's usually the one coming here often whenever she was brought into question. You never really saw it per se, but you could certainly feel how disgruntled Arwen is every time he left that room. But none of it was ever really directed at you. I imagine, for the most part, it seemed to be mostly just business. Nothing too terrible every time he would mention it to you. The night would turn to you. Oh,
will she be outside the room? Oh, because I'm assuming they go to see the headmaster, right? Would she be outside the room, or will she be in the room this time?
Arwen would turn to you, the White Knight. Ever so dutiful as he is, posture perfect. Sometimes guarded, but for the moment his guard is down. Nyx, would you please stay outside, will you?
She would nod her head and just make a noise and sit down.
And with that, the knight would nod his head as he walks in. For a moment, it is rather quiet. But you could hear Arwen raise his voice a few times, as well as mumbles through the doorway that is not so airtight. But alas, you stand outside. Just waiting, really. You're used to waiting. This is not an experience you're unfamiliar with. You hear metal stomping, almost at a rapid pace, as the door opens once more, as Arwen seems more disgruntled than he normally is. He turns to look at you, and with a almost annoyed tone, Nix, Lorraine wants to speak to you. And he would just gesture for you to walk inside. Door open.
Sure, look at him a bit perplexed, as well as she could do, with her horns covering her eyes, and gingerly walk in.
You see the door close behind you, or when not following in, as you're greeted by the headmaster of the academy, dressed ever so nicely as he usually is. A white dress shirt, unbuttoned near the top with a black vest on. A young-looking high elf. Before you know, he could be as old as time itself, but you're not quite certain. His white hair and piercing yellow eyes just staring at you, really. Let me see if I remember his voice. It's been only 4 days. Nix. It seems you have finally decided to visit. I do not get the opportunity to see you much.
Perplexed, you say, I come here almost daily, to the academy at least. Why?
Well, go first.
I don't mind him interrupting her, if he was going to interrupt her.
He was not going to interrupt.
Actually, I want to rephrase what I said.
Okay.
She would basically. Yeah.
Right.
I'm here at the academy often. You say it as if you don't see me all that much.
Well, you see, Nix, when you're a man in my position, you get a little busy. And you see him jokingly gesture to the almost kilometers high stack of papers, precariously positioned, of course. All of it almost seemingly put together as if it demands the headmaster's attention. But alas, work is never done, so walking outside is not something that I get to do much.
Next notes
How
ahead.
have your studies been?
They've been well, although the most recent lesson was a bit stiff.
Yes, I imagine. Is it the class with the what's his name again? I always got him Little Birdie. Can you remind him for me? Well, remind me of his name.
You talking to me?
Yes. Well, Nix.
Wait, what? The teacher's name?
It's Andy's character.
Oh, Clarence. Right. Yeah, Clarence.
Yes, that one. A little bit of trouble with that one, but it's not my problem to deal with. If anything, you are the bigger headache. The amount of people that was screaming about the accessibility due to your condition. Well, I suppose half of that is the paperwork on my desk right now.
A quick question, does he know about her? I'm assuming he does, right?
A little bit of a spoiler. but
So okay, so basically the
far
question
as far
is,
as you know,
does my character know
yeah.
that she knows about he knows about her?
As far as Nyx knows, no.
Okay. In that case, she'll ask, what do you mean?
Right, forgot that is the whole troublesome deal that they for practically begged me to deal with. He almost looks at you, staring at you inquisitively, his gaze almost piercing deep into your soul, as if he is dissecting you with his eyes. Before they lighten up, as he throws a small smile your way. I think you would find something quite interesting to study in Sovereign. It is a town quite distant from here. I believe Orwin has been stationed there for the time being. So if you'd like to visit with your uncle, I would highly suggest doing so. Headmaster's recommendation.
Say sovereign?
Yes.
Why sovereign, sir?
Who knows? Who knows? I just have a feeling that there might be something a little interesting for you to study about. Think of it as me giving you a hint to a good grade. Yes?
Is this early material for the next exam?
You could put it that way, yes. My advice: stick close to Oiwin, and if you cannot, I imagine the Hunter's Guild will do just fine for you. If you need a little bit of help, he brings out a small trinket, tossing it your way.
She'll
It is a
fumble and kind of catch it, but kind of, basically she'll catch it, but she'll kind of fumble it a little bit.
It is a blue, almost luminescent scale, most likely from a monster, and you could see, well, not see, but feel the grooves engraved deep in it. It is the seal of the headmaster. Do not think this is the official approval, yes? There was only one other individual that I have given such a thing, and I would say that they have much more weight with what they have. Yours, think of it as getting your foot in the door.
Am I looking for a person? Or a place, perhaps?
Who knows? It could be a place, or it could be a something. Could even be a something in a place. A little ambiguous, I know, but can't give you too many answers.
Nyx will kind of stare at the scale for a little bit longer before put it into one of her pouches. Is
And,
that everything?
Oh,
sir?
yes. I think that will be all.
With that, Nyx will give a bow and say, I hope to see you in the years to come, when I come back to this academy.
Ah, I see. Deciding to pursue even further than what most have. I would love to see you work here. I know a certain other duo would love to come back sometime, though the mother would not prefer it at all. And as you turn around and begin to walk outside the room, he speaks up one last time. Oh, and my piece of sound advice when you arrive at Sovereign. I would be concerned if you see a little bit of too much white and gold.
She would say white and gold, but sir, I can't see.
Oh, trust me. You know. You will know. And with almost like a smirk that you cannot see, but you can sense how smug it is. He just sits back in his chair and spins back around, looking through the window behind him.
She will kind of stare at him for a while and see if he moves at all, and then proceed to leave.
He doesn't seem to make any movement. Seemingly back to staring at whatever he was staring before.
She opens the door and he's back up with Arwen. She'll kind of fidget a little bit with her shoulders, rolling them. It's clear that they're feeling stiff and she wants to be able to move a bit more, but she understands that she can't with the shawl as well as the cape that's covering her.
Alright. Did he say something nonsensical to you?
Something about sovereign people in white and gold. I should be wary of seeing more of them. And he gave me this. She'll take out the scale from her pouch and present it to Arwen.
He stares at it for a moment, pondering it. You see almost magic begin to coat his hands as he briefly sends a pulse through it. As if taking a deeper look at it.
He said that he's given this to someone else, but they had more weight. I'm not too sure what he means by that. He will not give me other information. He seemed a bit creepier than usual. Kind of felt like he was staring at me more intently than before.
He stares at you for a moment. Almost thinking, really. He takes the trinket, the necklace that holds that single scale, and puts it in your hands, curling your fingers around it. Then he lets out a deep sigh, almost as if he's trying to think of what he wishes to say.
Who are these people that are gold and white that he speaks of? He says I know who they are, but he mentions colours and I can't see colours.
staring at you for a moment, really gazing at you, seeing how you have grown up so quick, so much larger than the cute little child he let wreak havoc on his desk. Before letting out a deep sigh. That tricky bastard? Hmm. Do not worry about it for now. It is, well. It is not the someone that you should be wary of. That is the most that I could say. I think it would be better for me not to say more, to be honest. The headmaster's accent is dripping into Orwin's right now.
Will you take me to this sovereign place?
Of course he did. Okay. Yeah. It's where I'm working for now. Normally I'd be with the rest of them, but work's never done, so come on.
Nyx will roll her shoulders a bit more, feeling a bit more discomfort as she follows Arwen.
He walks through the very many hallways, then through the outside world as you begin to disembark from the ship, touching the grass around you, feeling the wind truly going past you, the sun's rays finally hitting you without some form of shade from the airship or any other part of it. How does it feel being back on the ground?
It feels stable, although it feels hot because of the rays on the sun that's touching her, because of her attire. So she's feeling a little bit hot, as well as good to be on solid ground.
Owen will turn to look at you, making sure that you're still following him, before walking away to a wagon. It seems that he had procured this to get over here in time. He sits in the driver's seat, patting the area next to him, as if beckoning you to join him by his side.
She sits next to him and asks if she can take off her cloak yet and stretch.
Not yet. So, if you're worried about the things that you used while staying here, I've already put them in the wagon. So,
She'll look
You
over
ready
her
to-
shoulder to the wagon and peer inside and... Oh, fuck. There's no point even doing that. She's fucking blind. Fuck's sake, man.
Nix, you can't. He kind of just gestures to his eyes, you know. You can't. You can't. Never mind.
She'll nod her head and say thank you for picking up her stuff.
It's no problem at all. Genuinely. I got this accent. I swear to God I could do it. With a nod, he takes off, going through the wide grassy hills, taking precarious routes, never really getting stuck in mud or stone. for the first time, you can almost feel how open it is, how clear it is. There's no sense of many people around you, no sense of tight, enclosed spaces encompassing the area that you're in. For once, you feel free, open.
Is the entire place dark? I'm assuming because of the whole spore stuff. I'm assuming she can't see at all. Is this a new place she's traveling or traversing?
You have left behind the town. You're now in the wilderness. It is a wide open space, clear billowing through the environment as the sun begins to set. There isn't much around. Not even much stones to even look at.
Can I take it off yet? She says, fidgeting a lot more than usual.
Oh, yeah, you can. There's no one around.
And with that, she will. She'll keep the blindfold on, but she will take off the shawl and the cloak and kind of throw it into the back of the wagon, or whatever you called it, the carriage, and well, she'll spread her wing arms very wide and kind of flex with them and roll them a lot to try and remove the stiffness. And she'll kind of let out a groan of relief to not feel so cramped. And she'll kind of have them spread for a bit because before putting it, she'll have them spread out for a bit before putting it back onto her shoulders, but still rolling them from the stiffness. That feels much better. It was difficult to keep them like that for so long.
Owen nods his head. Almost understanding, really. In fact, you have a feeling that he kind of understands where you're coming from. For most of your life, you genuinely cannot think of a moment where Owen did not have his armor off.
He's got helmet hair.
You wouldn't know. You'd never seen it.
He's bald. Or something. He's probably not bald, but yeah.
I'm gonna tell a certain someone. Yikes.
She'll
But
flap her wings once to try and get rid of any kind of stiffness she feels, and then also try to carry some of her frenzy around in the area so she can kind of get a better idea of what the area looks like.
It's hard to get an exact location considering that you're still moving on the road, traveling. But it is kind of feel free having that specks of frenzy flickering throughout the area. Almost flat, really. For once you are not greeted with nothing when you're on the deck of the airship, nor are you greeted with the enclosed walls of the tight corridors that is within the Academy.
Oh, I changed the music, by the way.
Yes, you would be changing the music now. tell me when you're done changing your music.
Mhm. I'm done.
He will. Owen will look up at the night sky, almost gauging how much time he spent traveling and how much time it would take to get to Sovereign.
I'm assuming it's nighttime now.
Mm-hmm. He turns to look at you, and then look back straight at the road, almost gauging his thoughts and actions. Night, we're holding up here. Calling it for the night. You see him stop the horses, attaching their leads to a nearby tree, feeding them, of course, because obviously, if you want to ensure that they survive and, travel to the place that you need to travel, you kind of
Mhm.
need them alive and healthy.
Or feed them water as well. Be sure they're hydrated.
Of course.
Speaking of hydrate,
Yes.
let's hydrate now.
Wow.
Because my voice is getting a bit. It still feels a bit tight. So, yeah. Might sound a bit weird.
Look, I don't want to hear it. I had fucking the headmaster's accent drip into Orwin for like
Honestly, skin
after
issue.
that talk. Okay? Shut up. I didn't ask. Anyways, Arwen, not really expecting you to do much considering, the lack of eyesight, he begins to set up the camp. What are you doing during this time?
She'll get out the She gets out the carriage. Kind of stretch your arms together. You know when you kind of weave your fingers together, and lift it above your head and kind of stretch. She'll be doing that to her wing arms. Flap them twice, and kind of, get her bearings and surroundings. She will ask Arwen, do you want me to take anything out of this place or set anything up?
I know you learned how to cook. I know the rest of them cannot cook to save their lives, so if you would please save me some time, can you please do some cooking for me?
What do we have to cook?
Fortunately, did some hunting, so we have some raw meat to work with.
Do we have any condiments, salt, or spices?
We do. It's in the pack. It's the ones you use to tell what you're using. Unless you want to taste to make sure, then, well, by all means, do whatever you will.
You tend to be pretty good when it comes to buying things, so is it in the back?
It is.
Considering that the spores are covering the carriage in the immediate vicinity, she would probably have no problems looking for stuff, although it would only be on the surface level of things. So if it's hidden, she will probably rummage around for a little bit and look around.
You do a little bit of rummaging. You try to look for what you're trying to look for. But after some time, you find the pack he was using to store, obviously, some of the condiments and food that he was planning to use on your journey back. What do you think of making?
Do you have a selection of food I can make, or is it just like making things up on the fly?
Uh, let's make something up on the fly.
Well, it depends what kind of ingredients we have. Or was it just like an assortment of things? And is it like
It's an
Monster
assortment of
Hunter
things.
themed ingredients, or is it just...
It is Monster Hunter themed ingredients, yes.
Oh boy, I love mushrooms. Okay, so she will coat the meat and kind of do like the typical kind of well done steak spit roast kind of things of it, but she'll put red herb on it, salt, green herb, and honey. And she will put it on the spit and roast it on a campfire. Obviously, she would have to set a campfire, and of course, Arwen has already done that. If he's already done that, then she'll just cook it. If not, she will again fumble around in the back of the carriage and look for the... I was doing flint and steel.
Upon noticing, well, your struggle, he would take a pause in setting up the tent and clearing the area. He would help you set up the campfire. Going through the process, kindling, tinder, the like, so to enclose it. And once it is all set up, with a click of his fingers, a flame shoots out and starts to fly. And then he goes back to camping. Well, not camping. He goes back to setting up the camp.
She'll set up the spit and put it over the fire and kind of leave it there for a bit while busy gathering her surroundings a bit more, walking around the carriage to see if she can see anything, kind of flap her wings in certain directions to again spread her spores and get a better image of the surrounding area, while occasionally checking the meat.
As you do this,
sorry.
go
She'll
first.
also look in like Arwen's direction to make sure that he's, still there and he's okay. And yeah, just resume to what she was doing.
As you do this, you see Orin continuing setting up camp, a little slower than usual, but that is also because he is taking the time to look around, scout the area with his eyes at first. While you, on the other hand, as you spread your spores and observe the area, you kind of get a pretty good feel for it. Roll me a perception check with advantage.
Where's a perception tech with advantage?
So if you click perception check,
Yeah.
What did you roll?
I've got 12.
Okay.
That doesn't sound good.
You're in a clearing. At some point, you have gone in between a rather nice grove of trees covering you, foliage hiding and masking most of the location that you're staying for the night. But there isn't really much that stands out. I wouldn't say there's anything unique or strange. It is just flat ground, thick foliage, and a lot of trees.
Can I smell anything in the area?
Not really.
Can I hear any like insects or birds?
You do, in fact. You hear the distant chirping of birds. The
Okay, so no
quiet titter of insects hopping around.
so no predators or the like then, so safe. Because
As you could imagine, yes.
she will kind of go next to the fire and do like a kind of, I guess, kind of cat-like stretch, mainly for her back arms. She's still feeling the strain from walking around for so long, or not walking around for so long, but having her arms hidden for so long and kind of tucked away before checking the meat and giving it like a turn so it's on the opposite side so the other side can cook. A little bit at least.
You continue to cook. Obviously, watching when finally finish the last finishing touches on putting the camp together before you watch him head off. Not too far. He still sits within your range. He seems to be circling the encampment, making sure of any nearby tracks or nests that they might have unknowingly set up nearby. But you have a feeling that this is more so for show and routine than him making a mistake like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he joins you by your side, just watching you cook the meat.
When was the last time you saw the others?
Well,
In person, of course.
to be honest, it's been about a week, maybe two. Maybe a bit longer. Yeah. The passage of time is not kind to me. Busy work. All of us, really.
Hmm.
They would not have missed it for the world, but situations demand their attention, especially ones that I cannot attend to myself.
Hmm. I hope I get to see them in person sometime soon.
I'm sure you will. I hope so too.
Next we'll crank the spit wheel again to rotate it before kind of just obviously being unable to stare because she can't see, she's blind, just facing the direction of the flames, taking in the heat, and now that her shoulder's off, kind of allowing her arms to relax, or her wings to relax and warm up on the campfire.
I am no good at this, but I suppose I could do what I do best. I know Azalea has been training you with the blade, yes?
Mm. She has. She's taught me a few things here and there, but practice is different when it's with a teacher. She's
Then
quite
let me help you.
ruthless.
I am very well aware. After this, let me do some training for you.
Mm. Okay. Do you... I don't have my... I'm assuming the sword is in the carriage, correct?
Yes, but it will not be necessary. I will be. I will explain when the time comes.
Hmm. Quick question. Why is my proficiency +2 on my character sheet? So it was +1 before. It's +2 now. I'm not too sure why.
It's because level 1 characters start at +2.
Oh.
You were at +1 because you were level 0.
I thought I bumped it up, huh?
Well, I mean, you're at level. Yeah, I mean, it's how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. 'Cause I was a bit like, huh? It was one
Yeah.
before, so.
As time passes, sometimes a little awkward because Orwin is no good at conversation. Always the ever dutiful one that one is. I'm sure there are a few times you can recall him just quite literally staring at you, not sure what to do. But I imagine it feels familiar. Welcome, Relay.
Nyx isn't much of a talker, so she kind of likes the silence, and she's been around Arwen long enough to kind of appreciate his company, even if he doesn't say anything. She will, however, ask him for where the water is.
He was going to point before pausing midpoint and then telling you to go to your left. And that there is a bucket full of water.
She goes to the left and drinks from the bucket of water. Is there like a mug which she can...
Yes.
Yeah, okay. She puts the mug into the water and takes like, you know, two full cups out of it. DM, how is the weather? Is it hot? Is it cold?
Oh, you're really making me do a weather roll, huh?
Hey, I actually get to say it now. It actually has context.
So, I am actually not going to do a weather roll. I actually planned for this, so fuck you. It's rather temperate. Not too hot, not too cold. Maybe a little bit on the chilly end, especially with the cool air swirling between the trees. It's rather cloudy, so the moonlight doesn't really shine down all that hard on you.
Doesn't really matter because I'm fucking blind. But yeah, it's good for scenery. No, and the reason I'm saying this is I'm kind of realizing that you would make a lot of descriptions about sight, and it's like, it's nice and all as a character, but in character I can't see shit. Surely,
It's okay.
Surely there's something which is in D&D to accommodate for blind people, right?
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
I'm sorry, I'm being a dick.
It's okay. Anyways, as you return to the campfire, and while finishing up the meal that you were intending on cooking, what do you do now that it's I'm assuming like any normal human being, medium rare?
Well, the funny thing is, in Monster Hunter, didn't you have well done steak? Which I'm a bit like, that's blasphemy. Why the fuck are you making it well done? But yeah, it would be. You should try to do it how Arwen likes it. So how does Arwen like it?
Medium rare.
Okay,
Because he's normal.
I mean, Nyx doesn't really care because again, she's, you know, she can eat it like raw if she wanted to, right? So yeah, medium rare.
Heido is 100% someone who eats a steak well done now.
That fucking degenerate. What the fuck, man?
Probably with like ketchup too.
So while she's cooking it, she would have been basting it the entire time with the the fire herb, the green herb,
Yeah.
and honey kind of mixture with salt, and just kind of keep basting it so it has a nice kind of glaze on it.
Glad you're describing it because I was not going to, because when you said green herb and red herb, my brain disconnected and immediately went Resident Evil.
No, it's the fire herb and green herb for fucking Monster Hunter,
Yeah,
man.
I know,
I
I
knew you were
know,
gonna say
I know.
so weren't you saying like, oh, like, you know, connected. I was like, you're gonna say fucking Resident Evil, aren't you? And you did.
But anyways,
That's
as you
making me
do
hungry.
so, well, I mean, after the session, just go eat food.
Yeah.
Anyways, as you make the meal, finally, with a almost experienced envious to most home chefs, played it in a rather pleasing way. Somehow, some way. I'm willing to bet that Orwin taught you how to do it, even blindfolded.
I imagine she'll probably feel for it, right? She has her
Yes.
fingers, she has her hands, so.
Plus, it is probably easy to do it with the fact that you have extra arms.
Yeah.
And you now have a meal fit for two.
Woo.
As you quietly eat, tasting quite delicious, really. You've learned a lot from Orwin when it came to making a meal. There were probably a few times that you're glad that you're resistant to necrotic damage, because some of the meals you've eaten would almost constitute that sort of injury.
Food poisoning or burn.
Most likely. No one in the Scarlet Moon is ever so capable of, well, making a meal as good as Orwin's.
Mm-hmm.
How does snakes eat? Messily? Proper? Table manners?
That would kind of depend on how the rest of them eat. Because if they had table manners, she would probably learn from them. Although at the start, she probably would have just eaten it like a, you know, a starving child would because of her predicament, right?
Yeah. Title has absolutely zero manners.
Of course.
Everyone else, they're a lot more proper about it.
Okay, how about specifically Azalea, considering that she probably taught her a lot of things?
On occasion, she would eat rather messily, depending on the circumstances. But for the most part, she has always been a little bit more careful about how she eats, being more dainty and elegant, which is a stark contrast to how she usually is.
Mm-hmm. In that case, she would probably eat kind of proper, but based upon how hungry she is, she would probably eat with a bit more urgency and less grace.
I'd imagine one of the Kana gifts where she just shoves a massive plateful into her mouth like a chipmunk.
Oh.
Ah. As you continue juices, obviously, bursting out of the steak and dripping down your mouth on occasion. But you quickly clean it up. You have some manners, as explained before. You watch, not watch, sorry, wrong word. You sense Orwin somehow miraculously eating through his helmet.
I was about to say, like, is this Kakashi a moment? Is he gonna literally eat with his mask on? Or eat so fast you don't even see him remove it?
And once he's done, he just puts the plate down, putting it next to the bucket, planning to wash it up later, as he just watches you eat. As you finish up your meal, your plate joining his next to the bucket of water, he beckons you to sit in front of him obviously not in the fire, but next to it. And he's currently kneeling down on his knees, almost gesturing for you to do the same.
She would do so. And use her shoulder arms to kind of support herself.
Alright, well, this is something that I do with Asalia. Of course, the rest of the team on occasion partakes, but when one of us is too injured or not in the best condition, this is how we, well, spar. It is a door theory. I explain an action that I will take, and then you explain a counter. And in return, I will counter your counter action. A little juvenile, but if you play to the rules, it makes a bit more sense. You'll get what I mean. I'll take it easy, obviously. I don't intend to. Well, defeat you in a single move. That's not how you learn. Especially in a duel of words. Close your... Let me reverse that. You're in a clearing. The sun basking down on you. Leaves gently blowing in the wind. The grass swaying from side to side. The cool air touching your skin. In front of you is a knight clad in white armor, fabric covering him. As he draws his sword and shield.
As he continues to whisper and paint an image in your mind, the black void that you're usually accustomed to slowly distorts and change as you let his words color your mind. As you begin to imagine the image that he has painted. And for a moment, it is almost as if you could see the environment or wind in front of you, the sun in the sky and the clearing around you. I will begin. I will start by lunging at you. I thrust my blade forward, expecting you to hit, expecting to strike you within the heart. My speed is not so incredibly fast that you cannot catch me. But you can see it coming. And then now it is up your turn. Up to you to take a counter action.
So you're doing this through a roleplay method of explaining how D&D works in terms of swinging, such?
In a way, yes.
Okay, so because this is like a learning experience for me, I'm gonna say she. I'm assuming I will also be using the longsword of this as well, right?
Yes. So this, depending on the circumstances, I will be treating this as a series of contested roles. But depending on what you can do, I am completely willing to say yes, that is an action you can take.
So she would probably go for a parry where it's like over the right shoulder, bringing the sword. So the sword's pointing downwards, but from the right shoulder, swing it across and parry with the intention of bringing the blade over her left shoulder and slicing from the top downwards, from either top right to top bottom left, or just top to down. So that would be a follow-up move.
Roll me a dex save.
A dex save?
Yes.
How do I do that?
So you will click dexterity?
Saving throw?
Yes.
And normal?
Yes. The move, while you've done your best to deflect it, pierces into your shoulder. The pain obviously not real, but you could certainly feel it. Not enough to hurt, but it's strange. You see him swiftly draw the blade back as he jumps away from you. This will proc a attack of opportunity. It is so what attack of opportunities are is basically whenever a monster, or not monster, whenever an enemy leaves your threat range, which is usually 5 feet, 10 feet if you have range, not range, reach on your weapon, you get to take a reaction that lets you attack the enemy.
So I could use like Booming Blade, for example?
Only if you have Warcaster.
Oh shit, I don't. Okay.
It would be a normal attack.
So I wouldn't be able to. It would be a normal attack as he jump away, right? Okay.
Yeah. So, make me. So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to inventory. You see longsword, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to click on the image.
And the normal ball?
Yes. Normally, this will not hit him, but due to the fact that you are sparring with words and not actually fighting, you feel the blade graze his armor, piercing it for a second, leaving him a graze across the shoulder. But he will take his action. He will give me a second. I need to think about what he will do. I've done some thinking. He will throw a smoke bomb at your feet. And afterwards, although your frenzy, quote unquote, would pass through it, you feel another object enter your spear, of influence as another bomb, a smoke bomb, explodes underneath your feet. But this time it is poison. It's your turn.
Is it possible for me to kind of flap the wings outwards as if to create a wind gust to, blow the smoke bomb away?
Give me a second. I actually need to check what your race gets. Because I believe you actually can. But I'm not certain. Let me check.
You would need to be ability to do that?
It depends on how strong you want it to be.
It's not like an attack, it's just basically enough to kind of disperse the smoke from her immediate radius so she doesn't get poisoned.
I would say within the immediate radius, I would let you do this. Make me... Give me a second, there you go. My mouse is missing for some reason. Make me a strength check.
Ability check
So
or saving throw?
Ability check.
And normal. Okay.
See, we're gonna have 2 dog shit rollers in this campaign.
I was running high though for like the fucking non-combat things, but as soon as it came to combat, it's like, yeah, no, we're gonna just, middle finger, okay.
With a quick burst from your wings, try as you might, there is a awful lot of poison bursting out from the bomb that lies at your feet. Every inch that you push away poison, simply more will fill the space that was left behind. You're not poisoned yet. You
Alright.
have an action you could take.
She will move back. How big is the... Well, as much... She'll basically move back as much as she can so she's not no longer in the smoke. Not sure how many feet that is.
It would be around 20 feet, so you would be able to quickly leave its radius.
Mm-hmm. 30 feet of radius, 30 feet of movement.
Mhm.
Is that my action done?
No, you still have an action. So, on your turn, movement does not take an action.
And I said I move backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a perception check? To see where
Yes.
he is because of the smoke stuff?
You're free.
And normal with or disadvantage?
I would say normal because your frenzy would
Fuck's sake.
cancel out the disadvantage. Anyways, try as you might, there is no sign of him.
Does he have another action or does that... I thought that was an action.
That you still have an action.
I don't really want to... Okay, I don't really know what to do at this point because if I can't perceive him...
You can't do anything.
I can't do
So
anything.
I will let you know of a really cool thing that you can do, called readying an action, which means, as a reaction, based on a condition you set. So say if you see him, or if, for example, your teammate uses a life powder, right? Whatever condition you may set, you could have it trigger whatever action you want to do. So, for example, if someone uses, if you're preparing to use a life powder, you could say if someone else uses a life powder, you'll also use a life powder.
Okay.
Or For example, if the monster is about to do, for example, if Valstrax is going to ambush, you can ready an action to when Valstrax crashes into the ground, you'll let loose a life powder.
Okay. In that case, if attacked, she would cast Armor of Agathis on herself, obviously.
Alright. And that'll be the end of your turn.
Okay.
For a moment, you don't really see much. Obviously, because of the smoke, quite literally, covering the area, as well as the fact that he is quite experienced. And he knows quite a lot about what he's doing. And then, as the piece continues for a moment, it is broken by the sound of a dagger whistling through the wind, piercing through the smoke as two daggers are thrown your way. I'm assuming you would like to use Armor of Agathis.
Yes.
Very well. There's no need for you to actually use it. I'm just gonna say you do not have a spell slot anymore.
We don't have a spell slot, so that's my. So I only have one use of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, technically. How does that look for you? What does Armor of Agathis look when you use it?
Is it so? It's a spell, right? She casts on herself. So we could say it just kind of turns her scales a kind of like almost metallic, shimmering purple, and it can be applied to either her any part of her body, but she normally plays it to her wings and kind of uses her wings to kind of block anything. Depending on what it is, if it's a dagger which you can sense, then she'll probably cut it on her wings and then probably like shadows off in her wings.
You see the daggers strike your wings, not really piercing it, the magic protecting it, and almost immediately, as a reaction, you see the magic coating your wing throws a spike of purple energy in the direction it came from. You hear it pierce metal,
Wait, huh?
but not much else. So, Armor of Agathis, when you cast it, it gives you 5 temporary HP.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you have 5 temporary HP, if you get hit, the enemy will take 5 cold damage.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's why it's a pretty good ability. I would say you still have Armor of Agathis up. And then immediately you see, as the smoke clears, as Oiwin leaps through it above you. Almost hovering, really. But not exactly.
Mm.
For in your next 6 seconds, you have the time to react to his movement.
Is dodging an action?
Yes, so what dodging is it basically makes it so that all enemies will have disadvantage on attacking you.
So I can't like sidestep and then counterattack?
I would say that would be an offhand attack, which means you would not use your modifier, but I would allow that. Or if you want, you could quite literally just dodge by moving out of the way.
What, just using movement?
Yeah.
So can I move like
So
3
how
foot to the
different-
sides?
So how I would say this works is basically, so in D&D, you could move then attack, or attack then move.
Okay.
So how what I would see it is you attack him because he's probably in range, but not in range to attack you, obviously, with an attack of opportunity. So you would attack him, and then you would move 10 feet away, because that's his range.
Wait, so if he's
No, 5
if
feet is
he's
his range.
if he's jumping at me and I attack him and move away, that doesn't make much sense to me. Surely it'd be better to move than attack, right?
Yes, I guess it's order of operations. It doesn't really matter though. Like,
So if I
it's
move, I
still
won't take
doing-
damage, or I will take damage.
You won't take damage.
But isn't he
'Cause
like ready for an attack?
No, he is not.
Oh.
He had already taken his action. He only jumped at you.
Okay. In that case, can I use Green Flame Blade?
Yes.
Um,
Just hit the image and it'll roll it for you.
mhm. When can I use a bonus action? Would it be after it or before?
You can use a bonus. So all your action economy, your movement, your action, your bonus action, your reaction, you can use any time. Well, your reaction doesn't really count. It's only when it gets triggered. But you could choose to use the bonus action first, then move, then use the action, or the opposite way around.
So can I use Hex, then Green Flame Blade, and then move?
Yes, but you've already used a spell slot on Armor of Agabus.
Oh, so spell slots. So how many times you can use a spell per turn?
Depends on the character. Depends on the class. Warlocks, you get it every short rest.
So can you use those spells once? Wait, so if I use Armor of Agabus, that means I can't use Hex.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Until you get another spell slot, at least. Remember, you're level 1, and level 1 just sucks.
So do wallets get more spell slots? I'm hoping you do.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All spellcasters always gets more slots.
Okay.
Warlocks suffer a little bit in that they don't get that many spell slots, but all their spell slots are more potent, basically.
Hmm.
And they get it more often because they just have to take a short rest, which is usually 5 to 30 to an hour minutes. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
In that case, I'll just use Green Flame Blade on Arwen. No, I selected a song can be found. What? Oh, okay.
Oh, let me see. Huh, okay, that's strange.
Okay, it's fine. I'll just do that. Oh, well, I can't do it at all.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Go to inventory. Roll longsword. Huh?
Huh? Well, roll it.
Yeah, roll it.
Oh, just normal?
Yeah, just normal. 19. And then I will roll Green Flame Blade for you. Well, actually, I'll show you how to do it. So go to Spellbook.
Hmm.
Actually, it don't matter because you're not level 5 yet. But I'll let you do it anyways. So click on the name of Green Flame Blade. And then, because this will help you, I want you to click on 1d8.
This one here?
The first instance,
Oh,
the
yeah.
first instance of you seeing it, yeah. And that's how you would roll damage for that.
So wait, so
Did
basically
you-
the longsword is to check if I hit or not, and then I would roll the Green Flame Blade to see calculate the damage.
Not exactly. Technically, the longsword should have made you roll damage, but I don't know why it didn't. Let me see why it didn't do that. Let me check. Let me click this real quick. Oh, it just skipped it for some reason. Okay, so let me roll the damage for you. So you basically did 8 damage if you were level 5.
I would have done 8 damage. I was level 5. Huh? I'm
Yeah.
confused.
because Green Flame Blade doesn't normally do the extra 1d8 unless you're level 5.
Oh, okay. So what damage would I have done then?
You,
So,
you
oh, just be the weapon's
technically
normal effect.
yeah, it would have just been the weapon's normal effect. But if you were level 5, you would have done 4 slashing damage and 4 fire damage. Probably a little bit more, depending if you had gotten to that point and put more time into.
So I basically hit with 8
getting up.
combined with Green Flame Blade as well as my normal attack.
Yes.
Okay.
The 8 would be your total. Because it would be 4 slashing and 4 fire. Unless they're weak to fire, in which case it would double that damage.
Cool. You buy a weapon using the spells casting quite beautiful view. On a hit, the target suffers to the weapon's attack, normal effect, and you can cause green fire to leap from target to a different creature that you can see within 5 feet of it. The creature takes fire damage equal to your spellcasting ability modifier. Okay. The spell's damage increases when you hit certain levels at level 5. So technically, wouldn't that... So that's at level 5, right? So does it mean I don't actually do any extra damage for Green Flame Blade before level 5, or?
You do extra damage, but only to a second target.
Ah, okay. So technically I did only 4 damage then? And
Yes.
the extra target would have been... Okay, I should just use Booming Blade then. Fuck's sake.
Yes.
I forgot that Booming Blade was my single target and Green Flame Blade is my cleave, essentially. Kind of forgot
Well,
that.
I mean, good to learn now.
Yeah.
But as you gracefully spin to the side, I imagine slashing upwards with a blade coated in almost purpless energy, striking him deep in his armor. As your turn ends, and he lands on the ground. He swiftly turns to look at you, readying his sword and shield. As he charges at you, shield pointed forward and blade drawn upwards. As he does another jump. Not as large as the previous jump before, but enough to get to where he needs to be fast enough. As he will make an attack. I'm just gonna do a flat dexterity check because I'm too lazy. Well, actually, bomb solved. Thank you. There you go. The sword this time buries into your other shoulder. Again, not quite painful, but it's strange feeling something inside your body when it's not supposed to. Your wings swiftly push forward to protect you once more. The magic coating it finally disappearing as you take that instance of damage. As purple spikes from Origin of Agathis strike back at Orwin. It is your turn again.
Can I use Green Flame Blade and Booming Blade as much as I can, as much as I want, or not?
That is correct. You can use Catramps as many times as you want. Of course, they take an action, so you can only use it once per turn. But you
Yeah.
can use it every turn.
Okay. In that case, she'll use Booming Blade and then move back 5 feet. Not 5 feet, 10 feet.
Very well.
So I would do...
Does it roll? Nope, it doesn't. Well,
I haven't clicked
that's
it.
awkward.
What am I meant to do? Oh.
Click on, go to inventory. Hit the long sword button again, please.
And normal?
And then normal, yeah. And then
Roll damage, which is normal.
roll normal. Yep. Again, normally that would not strike someone as experienced as him, but considering that he is taking it easy, the attack lands. As you, how does Booming Blade look for Nyx?
It's thunder damage, isn't it? So it could be.
Just because it's thunder damage doesn't mean it can't be reflavored.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just thinking of like what it would look in my mind. It could be kind of similar to the, Magdamado's like flame kind of thing. It's not really like a flame, but it's more like it's kind of like residue of her frenzy, which would probably just do damage after detonating. So it'd be kind of like a, I don't know,
like an aura almost.
Yeah, so it's kind of like an aura covers is on a blade. She strikes and it kind of attaches to the person, and then afterwards it kind of does like just does damage and then dissipates.
As you move backwards.
Do I roll for? Oh no, that's when he moves. Okay.
That's when they move. Yes, he gets the opportunity to take an attack of opportunity because you walk out of his range. We'll take it easy on him. The attack misses as you gracefully dodge to the side, pulling away from him. You are now 10 feet away from him. And on his turn, he seems to pause, as if considering the action he's going to take. He will swiftly pull something to the side. He will Ooh. He will throw a flash bomb at you. Make a DC 13 Constitution saving throw for me. So you will go to attributes, click Constitution, and saving throw.
And normal?
Normal, yep. It blinds you. So shockingly blind. It's crazy. This time instead of avoid, it is pure white.
I'm blind.
But,
oh wait.
But he charges forward as the purplish aura around him combush. Go to spellbook for me and roll the 1d8 thunder damage for me.
Oh.
Okay, well I guess I know exactly what kind of games we're gonna be playing. Wow, these rolls are so sad.
How are Remy's and Andy's?
They haven't done combat, but they've gotten pretty decent rolls on their socials. So.
Okay.
It's okay. But he is now within your range. On your turn, you are blinded, technically.
Yes.
Don't ask.
I know I'm blinded. How'd you know?
You're just blinded, okay? You're just blinded, okay? Deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question. How does that work if I can see using the frenzy, right? Technically, I can't be blind. So, are we just going to do like my character is immune to blinding? Or would it be too strong?
I would say...
Because I mean, if you think
Next
about
time we
it, when
do
it comes to raining, rain would make her blind technically because she can't see because the spores are being washed away.
I will say you would be making the saving throw with advantage.
Okay.
But you're blind. Yeah, I guess a good way to say it is that you're not really. It's like a flashbang, right? You think it blinds you, but it's more like it disorients you.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more disorientates you. It kind of the flash kind of makes you go, "What the fuck?" But it's also the ringing in the ears that makes you kind of go, "Ah, fuck."
Yep.
So it's probably best to say
So
disorientates
yeah.
rather than say blinded, right? For me specifically.
I mean, we could all. I think I would be willing to say you have advantage on blinding effects that require you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Mhm.
But anyways, oh yeah, you already rolled a 1d8. That's why you have a 1. Anyways, it's your turn. He's in range to attack you.
I'm saying grappling is like another thing you have to spec into to do.
You know you can do it. You can take an action to grapple. You can also take an action to push. The question is, are you strong enough to push?
I mean, it should be, right? It's a plus 3 to strength.
I mean, you're not expecting athletics though, so you're missing a plus. You could have gotten a +2 to that. I'm saying, but
For what?
That's
Plus
up to
2 to
you.
what? In athletics, you say?
yeah, because strength. Basically, if you're making a shove or grapple check, you use athletics.
Hmm. Sadly, I'm role playing a character, not trying to win. So.
Yeah. Well, are you gonna grapple, or are you gonna push, or are you gonna do? You could also disengage. So what disengage does is basically, if someone is in range to attack you, if you disengage, they cannot take an attack of opportunity on you.
Can I attack then disengage, or is it disengage in action?
Disengage is an action. There are features that you could take in a certain class, and there are feats that you could get when you hit level 4 that will let you disengage as a free action.
Okay. What equipment do I have on me? I don't think I have anything, do I? In terms of, I just have this long sword. That's it.
Yeah, you just only have the longsword. And well, the dungeon is back technically, but in this case, considering that's the scenario that he's painted, you're not gonna have that on.
I guess she would. So he's already attacked me, right?
Yes. Oh no. Okay. So yes, he has attacked you, but he still has a reaction.
So can I disengage and then do a reaction of if attacked, booming blade?
No, because when you prepare an action, it technically takes an action.
Okay, so I just disengage then. How far does disengage take me back?
It's up to your movement. So you could disengage by 30 feet, basically.
Disengage by 20 feet.
Very well. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Don't think there's anything anything else I can do.
On his turn, instead of charging at you, he will, with a snap of his finger, lights a spark as he swiftly pulls out a small barrel bomb through the spark and throws it at you. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god, okay.
you will take. Let me see. Half of that will be 6. You would take 6 fire damage. Had that been a real attack.
Are we actually doing HP hit points or not?
No, I am not tracking it. Basically, currently it will keep on going until he either forces you to yield, or until you call quits, or if he thinks it's enough.
Okay.
He is still 20 feet away from you. I'm actually going to see if Longsword has reach, because I'm pretty sure it does.
It's 5 feet. Oh, you mean like
It is
reach?
5. If it is 5 feet, but reach gives it an extra 5 feet. So let me see.
I think you
It
get
does have reach.
Wait, on
It has reach.
by default? Okay.
Oh no, never mind. I lied. I'm a filthy liar.
Is it only when you get to a certain point?
Yeah, it's until you get a certain point. Yeah.
And I guess you'll move 15 feet forward and use Booming Blade.
Very well. As you strike at him, the familiar energy coating your blade and then his body. He will take. Roll me an attack, please.
Oh, wait, that's a critical. Shit.
No, it's not. It is
Okay.
almost a critical. It was one off. If it was green, it would be a crit.
Ah, okay.
11 damage, not bad.
That's like quite a lot of damage. What the fuck?
I mean, it is a 1d10. You're two hitting it. Actually, it's not. You're not two. Well, I mean, yes, it's two hitting technically, but it's not voice style. And on his turn, he will. He will disengage, moving back from you. He will take the 1d8 booming blade damage. Roll that for me. Man, you really can't roll when you needed to roll good, huh?
It was only 8 damage, right? I hit 11, so, 13 damage for anything. That's pretty good.
Sure. And then now he's about 25 feet away from you. It is a turn.
Is there anything around me in the area which I can throw?
Roll me a perception check. You could throw dirt.
Can I can I hold dirt in my spare 2 claw hands?
Yes.
Run towards him
Yes.
within what so you say 25 feet away, right? 20 feet. Use Booming Blade again, and can I use my bonus action as I'm swinging Booming Blade to throw the dirt into his face?
Yes, you can.
Yeah!
He will. So first things first, I will want you to make a. Make me a. Dexterity check.
So it's how it would be dexterity. Ability check.
Yep.
Normal. right?
Yes.
Oh no!
Well, considering that he is taking it easy on you. Wow. He still just barely beat you. He swiftly dodges out of the way of the dirt. Make me an attack roll with your longsword. More damage.
God, I'm hitting hard.
That, that hits. You are indeed hitting hard. I don't need. There's not a point you have not hit less than 10 damage. And it buries you bury your blade deep within his shoulder. It is his turn. He will attempt to grapple you.
Oh my god.
Roll me athletics or acrobatics. Which one do you think is better?
Athletics, probably. Normal?
Yep. You are now grappled. So what grapple does is it's not the best, but it could be worse. Grappled, what it does is basically your speed becomes 0. And your speed becomes 0.
Okay.
So basically you just can't move. Yep. It is your turn.
Can I try to like flip him off of me? Using my... Wait, is he grabbing me from the front or the back?
From the front.
Okay. Can I like try to lift him up and throw him behind? Well, I suppose that wouldn't really work. Can I try to use my extra arms to like put him off of me? Well, you also use my actual arms to like shove him away.
Make an athletics check with a +2. So when you hit athletics, you see situational bonus.
Yeah.
Type in +2.
Okay. Oh god. Hasn't that 20?
Feeling his strength, he recognizes that he probably should give it all. Okay, never mind. With a surprising amount of strength, you swiftly push him off.
That was my action, right?
I believe.
Would that be a bonus because of the arms as like manipulating things or not?
Let me see. It does take an action.
Okay. In that case, yeah, I don't know what to do then. I threw him off and I just kind of
Wait.
threw him off and I will move within 10 feet of him.
Well, I mean, he would have already been in range of you, but yes. Oh, you're moving in range of him. Okay, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Very well. He will. Try to finish the fight and pin you to the ground. Okay, make me an athletics check. Just barely. The both of you
Like slap each other's hands like a like
push against each other.
yeah.
your head's butting as you're trying to give ground and gain it. It is your turn now.
She's going to try and hook her arms, her actual arms, underneath his arms, while reaching over his shoulders and grabbing his hips with her extra arms and trying to, and basically she wants to lift them above her head. She will, in terms of obviously doing this, she would have dropped her longsword.
Make an athletics check with a +2.
Oh my god!
All right, what do you do? You pick him up. He's lifted above you, despite all that heavy armor on him. You got him.
Should I say, do you, because he's kind of like stuck there, right? Should I say, do you yield?
Technically, he could try to break out of it.
Well, you can do that if you want. So, you know, this is teaching me and teaching her situations, so...
He will try to break out of it. Make another athletics check
Without a +2?
with a +2.
With a plus... Oh my god. It's crazy how I got 2 nat 20s in a row.
Alright, he doesn't break it down. It's your turn again. He's still in your grasp.
Should I ask again, do you yield?
He doesn't seem to respond.
She'll give him a
Do you
little
wish
shake.
Do you wish to end the turn, or do you wish to continue holding on to him? Let me correct that. Do you want to end your turn here to give him another chance to escape, or would you like to take an action while he's in your grasp?
She'll just keep him held in her grasp.
For a moment, he briefly considered breaking out of it. There's certainly much he can do to break out of it. But he does have to respect the ingenuity of brute strength when he sees it. And the illusion, your imagination, slowly breaks away. As you are now, well, properly blind again. But you can see, again, it's echolocation. You can see Orwin in front of you so near.
So do I actually have echolocation?
I envision it as echolocation.
Okay.
Like, you know, those common tropes in games where it's like, it's black and then a white outlines?
Yeah. It's
That's
kind
how I see your spores.
the way I imagine it would be kind of like you're in a dark room with a ultraviolet light.
Yes. Second, I completely forgot.
What you were saying? You were saying that you're going back to reality.
To be quite honest, this is the headmaster's voice. Let me correct that. Sorry, he rubbed off on me a little bit. Could do a little smarter, but I think they'll do you well.
Well,
If some monster or some dickhead kind of walks up on you, just punch the shit out of him. Or, I don't know, stab him.
isn't violence kind of frowned upon? Surely keeping them incapacitated would be best, right? Especially if it's well, not a monster.
If you really think about it, by stabbing him, you have incapacitated him. So,
Yeah, but wouldn't I, would have killed him?
self-defense.
that fly with other people? Would that not cause problems for you and everyone else?
It would probably fly. Plus, as long as you don't stab him in any way important. Or, just punch him. Punching him is fine.
Okay.
God. If any of them heard what I just said, they would be so mad at me.
Because you're telling me to stab someone or to punch someone?
Yeah, pretty much. To be quite frank, as much as I think you would do splendidly in the guild, I understand your desire to study and learn, so I won't tell you what to do.
I guess I just wanted to find out more about where I came from, I guess.
He pauses for a second. Then he just nods. Without saying a word, he gestures to the tent, as if telling you to finally rest up.
Did you enjoy the meal?
He nods. Not really saying much, but that's saying a lot. Or when.
Are there 2 tents or just one?
There's only one.
Will you be joining me, or...?
He will shake his head.
What about sleep? You need your sleep.
He just shrugs as if not really sure how to answer that.
What do you mean?
I said he shrugs, not sure how to answer that. Did I stutter?
No, you didn't stutter. She will get into the tent, get dressed, and you'll probably see her wings. Well, it depends how big the tent is, right? If it's a small tent, you kind of see her wings press against like the tent, and she will get into bed. However, she'll sleep in a kind of weird situation because of the, her extra pair of arms. Fuck, actually, we're gonna think of it. Aren't you thought about how she would sleep?
She would lie down on her stomach, that or on her side, but that's a little fucky because it's like sleeping on your arm.
The only thing I could think of is that she'll probably curl up. She'll probably curl up with her head rested on one of her shoulder arms, and have the other one kind of wrapped around her body as if, so the wing kind of drapes over her body like a blanket. She'll kind of sleep like a dragon it would, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like on her, like on her belly, but on her side belly.
Mm-hmm. They're presuming to give space to the extra arms, I imagine.
Yeah, how do dragons sleep?
You know what? That's a question for later.
A question for what, sir? For later?
Question for later. Yeah. As you begin to rest and drift off to sleep, night quiets down. Insects occasionally letting out a cricket once or twice. A bird's call in the distance, as if calling for someone to call home. As you fall into the depths of sleep. Do you think Nyx dreams often? Or do you think she has nightmares? Or does she sleep peacefully?
She probably... Can I get like a dice roll for that?
Yes.
Thank you for the follow, Dread Dragon. Appreciate it, welcome to
Roll
stream.
a d20.
So just put D20. Oh.
Slash R.
Oh, slash D20. Oh my god.
And
So,
that's up to you on what that means.
so she'll probably have a nightmare, probably reliving some like abstract memory of what happened way back when. Thank you, Dread Dragon. Hope you enjoyed my performance. I'm assuming it's from Gang's perspective, right?
I imagine that would be the case. It's not easy living in a very cold environment that you were in, nor the rather cruel living standards that you were put under. It's certainly not fit for a child. Certainly not fit for one that has much life to live. Slowly, through your fits of unrest, you jolt awake. Her eyes burst open, but you're not laying down. You are on the wagon,
Huh?
slowly being driven forward by, well, Orwin. Seems like,
I'm assuming in the back of the carriage, right? Not in the front?
yes,
Okay.
yes. He doesn't say anything.
Man, he must be really strong to be able to pick her up, because I imagine that the extra arms does make her a bit heavier
A
than
little
yours.
heavier, yeah. He glances at you from the side, recognizing a nightmare when he sees one. It's not like you have not seen him have some of his own.
Hmm.
But he doesn't say a word. And his gaze turns back forward. As you see, well, you, out of character, see the town of Salford. Multiple buildings on the outskirts, as massive walls stand tall and proud. Parts of it crumbling, parts of it rusting, and a good portion of it ruined as well. But on other spaces, you can see construction work, as if it is a constantly ongoing process. The fact that this town will never not give up on its home. As you see people come in and out, hunters, traders, and the like, various children playing in the street, families walking down roads. You see ships going through the river.
Hmm.
As you finally arrive at Salford.
Hell yeah.
And I think we'll leave it off there.
Yeah.
Because I realize it is 2:40 a.m.
Yeah, it's very late.
and I need to eat food.
Same here. And you like Ophelia, Dread? I'm glad you like Ophelia. I do want to play a bit more, but just don't have the energy, don't have the free time at the moment because I'm kind of swamped with model work. But
Busy,
yeah.
busy.
Yeah, busy as usual. And plus, there's not really much. I'm not really much of a social person, so it makes it difficult to go to the Vix End lobbies to kind of play her. If there's a bit more going on, I wouldn't mind showing up. You think she's cool? I say she's a bit more of a a bit more of a stuck-up bitch, but that's just me. Yeah, thanks, NS. That was a great session. I think one critique I would probably have to say, which I'm
Yeah,
pretty
Bob
sure you
Boy.
probably agree with that, is the case of make it far more accommodating that the fact that she's blind,
Mhm.
because I knew, okay, like I said, as a character, it's very nice to envision it, but kind of having abstract things will kind of make it feel more in character. But obviously, if it's like a situation where we're with everyone else, right? Don't describe things differently just because of me, because you know, I don't want you to do extra explanations just for me.
So that was my mistake. I completely forgot that you were blind.
No, you're fine. Yeah, she's blind. Her horns just cover up her eyes, so she can't see anything at all.
I would say I'll describe extra senses for you, and then take the rest of the information as a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'll probably just be like, "Yeah, you're blind, bitch. You ain't seeing nothing."
Could be the case of like she feels certain things differently, because like again, like the scales are probably covering her eyes because she needs to molt.
Yeah.
Actually, here's a question.
I might have an answer.
But law for her, would she have molted before? I imagine she would have to, because lizard or reptile.
Probably, but it's not like, you know.
It's not V molt, right? It's just A molt.
Yeah.
I would like it to be kind of there's a situation where she will actually have to, like there'd be like a bit where she molts, like A molt, not V molt, right?
Yeah.
To kind of like create a, you know, kind of person. Would she be cold-blooded?
Okay. Or Dragonborn's cold-blooded.
I'm so sorry.
They are warm-blooded.
Okay, so I don't have to worry about extreme colds.
Mhm.
I'm just thinking about this for like, you know, will she feel sleepy? Will, you know, she go hibernate if it's in the cold temperature and she's like, you know,
Honk, shoo, me, yeah.
and then potentially, you know, maybe die.
Okay, buddy.
I don't, yeah, I really like this session.
Okay.
Like, it was like the nice kind of spin of like the families there, but the other three couldn't be there because they're doing something else. But when you first said they went through her, I was like, huh? What do you mean they went through her? And then it was an illusion. I was like, wait, so is this like Arwen trying to make illusions that are replicating them? So I had to ask for like, is it, you know, a projection of sorts for them to communicate with her?
I made a mistake. Oh, no.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, Judge Alec, I really like that I really appreciate that you like my characters. I hope you continue to like my future characters as well.
the city map, I have made a grave error, and that grave error is that the legend of the map,
Yeah.
I never downloaded that version of it, so I'm gonna have to make a custom legend and rename it because I don't remember the names.
Oh dear. I mean, can you not just re-upload it? Re-upload it with the legend or not?
No. Well, I mean, I can just make the legend. It won't be hard. Wait, I might have named it. Hold on, I might have named it. I did name it. Nope, I did not name it. Okay. Why do I do this myself? For what reason?
I don't know. Why did you do it?
You know what? It's okay. I'll just go. And see.
I think if I find it kind of wild that the me just trying some bullshit thing of like grappling Arwen and then get a nat 20 and it's like, oh well, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about, you know, just be creative. Just do things.
I was thinking like
You
she
think the
would
vibe
throw
it
him,
works out.
but at the same time she's kind of like she respects him and she's kind of like meek in the sense of she doesn't want to hurt people that she values, right? even if it is like a an illusion of some sort, or like a imagination. Even though I know it's just meant to be about something that was like done in character and not out of character, I still wanted to behave in character rather than.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
It kind of sucks though, because I was like, oh, me disengaging 20 feet, you just throw a bomb. Well, fuck, I don't have anything to address with this, so I need to basically stay constantly within your melee range, otherwise I'm kind of fucked. I have nothing to react with you with.
I mean, well, you know, you're level 1. You're kind of a little baby. You got nothing much going for you.
Yeah, it's like, I guess I just roll with the
Suffer.
punches. I mean, I do have a lot of constitution, so I can just take
Mhm.
hits, right? Although my
Yeah.
health is 11 health is kind of small, isn't it?
It for level 1, that's not bad. Cause let's see.
It is.
So, Clarence, the ranger, has 11 HP.
11.
Ikure has 11. Nerve has 12, and Zykin has 15.
You say okay. You say it's not too bad. Yeah, I have like one of the lowest.
Okay, to be fair, right? Warlocks are spellcasters. They don't always have the biggest hit die. Could be worse. It could be a wizard. I think wizards have have like a D6.
So what is it? So did we roll for my health already?
I'm at level 1. You start at max.
Oh, okay. So what was the roll? Does my constitution not add to it?
It does.
Is it a
You
plus
got
3?
8 plus 3. Yeah.
Oh my god, 8. So for a caster, I'm kind of bowling at this point, right? For health.
Yeah.
Okay.
Note that rangers get a D10. So the fact that you are on par with Clarence is very good.
I have health. And then obviously, 15 was Ronin, and 14 was Remy.
It was 12. 12 was the next highest, and that is Dave.
But who 15 was Ronin, right?
Yes.
So it was 15, 12, 11, 11, and 10. Okay.
No, it was 11, 11, and 11.
Oh. Wow.
Remy highballed her rolls, so she has a 16 in Constitution. And
Wow.
technically, if you bump up Constitution, you'll get if you bump it up by 1, you get a +4 to Constitution, so that'll be another hit point.
Well, when I level up, I get +2 to Constitution, so I get basically a guaranteed health point anyway. Because I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball when you level... no, that's base amount, never mind. Right? Or is it every
What do
time
you
you
mean?
level up? Because with the Dragon...
Okay, I know what I mean. Every time a character levels up, they roll their hit die plus the Constitution modifier.
Okay.
Dragonborn, I don't believe Dragonborns get anything specific.
Let me see if I can find it. Oh, the Dragonborn. Oh, ability score increase. So that's just your base amount, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay, so the ASI, what that is basically well, okay, so the first one you get that is basically that is what you start with, right?
Mm-hmm.
At level 4, you get another ASI, right? So you can either get +2 to 1 stat, or you get a +1 to 2 stats. Or you could take a feat, which are, like Warcaster, Resilient, Tough, like those feats. You could choose to take that instead of a stat increase. For example, if you really wanted to, you could take let me pull up feats.
So what's Warcaster do again?
So I will take the two that I think you would be interested in. I would take Warcaster, Tough, and Resilient. So Warcaster gives you advantage on concentration spells when you take damage.
Mm-hmm.
You can perform somatic components of spells even when you have weapons or shields in both hands, which I won't be tracking too hard, but I will probably say there are instances where I would say Warcaster will work. And the third ability, which is the best, which is really good, is that when you know how you took an attack of opportunity on Orwin?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of using attack, you can use a spell instead. Yes.
Which would be kind of good because I'll be using my cantrips.
Yep, you would be using Booming Blade. Because that's just free 1d8 damage if you hit it.
Hmm.
Then there is Tough, which basically makes it so that your HP increases by twice your level. So I believe you get 8 bonus HP at level 4, plus the 2 every level up afterwards. Not the strongest, I imagine, but if that's something you want to do, you could do that.
So wait, so you're saying that I get a plus, if I were to take toughness, I would get a +8 and a +2 every time I leveled up past that?
Yes.
And how many feats can you have? It's just one, isn't it?
So you have as many as you want. The thing is, you have to think about what you're sacrificing. So, for example, right? In a level, if you somehow level up to level 20, you get a ASI every 4 levels. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So you get 5 times to increase your stats, or replace it with a feat. And you have to think about, well, you really don't go past level 12 most campaigns, right? So you only realistically get 3 chances to level up to get a feat or an ASI, right? So you have to think about, well, if you want to increase your strength to 20, that already takes 2 ASIs, which means you can only get 1 feat. Or if you want to make it so that you get 18 strength and then, I don't know, 14 dex and 18 constitution, that would also be 2 ASIs, and then that will leave you open for a feat. So it's just, what do you want to use, right? For example, like with charisma, like your charisma is not that strong, right? If you want to bump your charisma to 16, that's going to take another ASI, right? So you have to really think about what you're working with.
Yeah.
So a decent one is durable, especially because you're a warlock, so you get short rests. You want short rests less often. So what durable does is it increases your constitution by +1. So it'll make a constitution 18. And every time you roll a hit die to get to heal during a short rest, you will always get for this instance, you would have a +4 good constitution. So the minimum health that you gain would always be 8 for each dice.
Huh.
Resilient basically makes it so that you can choose to increase one ability score by 1, and you gain proficiency in that saving throw. So you can take Resilient, get +1 Constitution, and then you have proficiency in Constitution saving throws.
I feel like going 17 in the Constitution was a bad idea.
Yeah, because odd numbers suck.
Hmm. Because I also misunderstood what leveling up does. I thought leveling up gave you stats, so I got confused with that.
Mhm. It does not do that.
Oh well, never mind.
To be fair, even still, like I think this is still you're still gonna have an odd number somewhere. Unless you really finagle it. Because you have two odd numbers in your array.
3.
Technically three, but you have you have two high odd numbers, right? You're going to have a +2 in Constitution, right? So basically, I guess what you could have done is 15 strength, so you get that +1 strength, dude, so you have a +3. 15 in Charisma, so you have a +3 in Charisma. You're 14 in Constitution, which makes it a 16, which gives you a +3 regardless. Well, actually, that actually doesn't sound bad, because that way you have two even numbers in the stats that matter. And then your Charisma just needs like a +1, which is not hard.
Hmm.
I guess it depends. It depends on what you're trying to go for. I mean, again, you have until level 4 that I would say I would stop letting you respec.
Is that including my attributes?
Yes.
So you
Well,
can
shuffle it around.
Okay, we can shuffle out the attributes.
I will not re-roll it. I will let you shuffle it around.
Hmm. I have to shuffle it around because I thought like I don't know why I went Constitution. I think I just went Constitution because I felt like something used it,
Your health does.
but wasn't there something? I swear there was something else.
Constitution saving throws. So, and also concentration checks. So what concentration checks are is that there are some spells that require you to concentrate so that it doesn't break, right? For example,
Uh-huh.
Hex. Hex is concentration. It uses your Constitution saving throw. Because if it breaks, that means you lose the spell and it stops working. So, for example, right? Let me pull up some Warlock spells. Warlock. That's a wizard. That's the other W spellcaster.
Oh, that's why, because of Defy Death as well as
Yeah, also that, probably. That uses Constitution, for sure.
mm,
So let's see. At first level, what is concentration? Which bolt is concentration? You're not gonna use that though. Hex is concentration. Expeditious Retreat is concentration, and that's pretty good because that's dash on a bonus action. Cause Fear is a bonus action. Is concentration. At second level, Cloud of Daggers, concentration. Crown of Madness, concentration. Darkness, concentration. Hold Person, concentration. Invisibility, concentration. Mind Spike, concentration.
so considering that I'm literally going like a enchanter kind of warlock build, Constitution actually might not be a bad shout then.
Yes, plus it gives you health so you don't fucking die being in melee range.
Yeah. So the idea was I was probably gonna go with Warcaster, because you can pick with the ASI you can choose to have 1 point into 2 stats, right?
Yeah,
So I probably could go Constitution and Dexterity to round it out to even numbers.
yeah, so you could choose to go. So, because then you could get half plate. You get 18, and then level 8, I'm assuming, that will be Warcaster. Unless you want to take Warcaster first, and which isn't honestly not a bad idea. Warcaster first will give you more opportunity to work with things.
Yeah, I was going before I go Warcaster first, because I was a bit like, well, I suppose going early Constitution will allow you to get more health later on, so it scales, right? Hmm.
The thing is, though, is that you have a decent hit dice. You do have 1d8 instead of a 1d6 like a wizard would have, which is very important because wizards and sorcerers, they can.
What have 1d8? From where?
So that's your hit die. That's the dice you use to roll for your health.
Okay. Plus Constitution, so it'd be 1d8 plus 3.
Yes.
But if I get 1 more point, it's 1d8 plus 4.
Yes, and it is retroactive.
What do you mean it's retroactive? So it changes.
So if you get +1 Constitution at level 4, it will retroactively apply it as if you had +4 Constitution from the very beginning.
Oh, okay, so that means there's no point getting it early to try and get it scale, because I thought if you didn't do it early, you would miss out on potentially health.
No, you do not.
Okay, in that case,
You
yeah,
don't
go
miss out on
Warcaster first at level 4 then.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go keep on talking about spells that require concentration. Let's see. Third level spell. Let's see. Fear, concentration. Fly, concentration. Gaseous form, concentration. Hunger Adored, concentration. Hypnotic pattern, concentration. Intellect fortress, concentration. Regiment, concentration. Spirit shroud, concentration. Damn, that's a lot of concentration spells.
So my question is, is there any way to get more spell slots? Probably not, right?
There is in a few ways. So one, you level up. You get them naturally. In normal 5e, there are magic items that recover spell slots or have spell slots that give you extra spell slots. That is not the case in this system. However, there are some monster materials that have a similar effect. That's off the top of my head. So let me see.
Okay. That's fine. I just want to know if I can get more, because I'm a bit like, man, I don't get any spell slots. What the fuck do I do with them, right? How do I progress?
Yeah, so warlocks, unfortunately, they suffer from having a small amount of spell slots for potency. And how often do you get them? Because, for example, at level 5, I think you only get 3 spell slots. But they're at level 3 spells.
Well, can I choose what potency it is? Or does it
No,
mean...
it will always cast at max.
So, wait, so if I pick a level 1 skill... Sorry, if I pick a level 1 spell, it casts as if it's level 3.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
If it scales that way.
Okay.
Not all spells scale that way. So, for example, let me show you. Let me give you some. Let me show you some goated spells. Because there's this really cool spell called Mirror Image. And Mirror Image is my favorite spell because it's a spell that I use to not get hit by anyone. So, let me send this to you. Don't leak my DMs, I will kill you.
Duration for 1 minute. 3 illusionary duplicates of yourself appear in your space until the spell ends. The duplicates move with you and mimic your actions, shifting positions so it's impossible to track which image is real. You can use your action to dismiss the illusionary duplicates. Each time a creature targets you with an attack during the spell duration, roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead targets one of your duplicates. If you have 3 duplicates, you must roll a 6 or higher to change the attack's target to duplicate. With 2 duplicates, a duplicate's AC equals 10 plus your dexterity modifier. If the attack hits a duplicate, the duplicate is destroyed. A duplicate can be destroyed only by attacks that hits it. It ignores all other damage and effects. So technically you can tell which one's a duplicate just by casting something an effect and doesn't get hit by the effect, right?
Technically true, but also technically not true because it mimics your actions anyways. So if you're
I
acting
see.
as if you got hurt, they're all gonna act as if they got hurt. It's like Mirage, technically, but not really.
True. The spell ends when all 3 duplicates are destroyed.
This is in concentration, by the way. You basically get like 3 free hits. And that's implying that they hit every single hit. If they miss, holy, imagine how many attacks you negate with Mirror Image.
Yeah. The creature is unaffected by the spell if it can't see. If it relies on sensors that are other than sight, such as blind sight, or it can perceive illusions as false as with true sight. Wait, why don't I technically have blind sight?
Yes, but you're not gonna attack your own illusions.
I meant, like, should we not like apply blind sight to my character continuously? Or is that like a huge fucking pain in the ass?
On a technicality, we can, but I don't think that is.
Okay, I was wondering. That's all.
Yeah. So I'm actually looking at it right now. Let's see. I think is it Raging Bracky that has the? Oh yeah, I'm gonna make you guys try the Raging Bracky DS because I hate people.
Okay.
But anyways, I'm pretty sure there are some monster materials that let you cast a spell. Oh my god, I just looked at this. That's fucking good. What the hell?
Hmm.
This is so okay, so there this is not spoilers because I'm gonna keep it on the down low. But there is a material that makes it so that you can cast Armor of Agathis for free twice
Twice.
in a day.
Oh shit, that's actually really good.
The thing, to be fair though, the problem is that it doesn't, scale like.
I mean, the fact that
Like
you
you
get
do
like
it casting
temporary
it alone.
health though is pretty good.
Because for example, right? If you cast Armor of Agathis at 5th level, you get 15 temp HP, and in each damage you take, every time you get damage and you still have temp HP, that they take 15 damage. So basically, you could do 30 damage if you take 2 hits.
Hmm. Oh wow.
Though I guess it doesn't really matter anyways because at that point you're probably gonna hit hard enough where it will eat your 15 temp HP. So I guess that's still way better. I mean, not way better, but that's it's still really good.
What I would do is I'll probably just go like Armor of Agathis, and then also have remember I'm guessing Eldritch Armor as well. So I'm gonna increase my
Yeah.
DC. If I go at Dexterity +1 as well, it means I can wear, what was it, half plate? Did you say?
Yeah, so you have the +2 bonus.
So remember what we said about Eldritch Armor basically being a +1 to the armor class? If I get a
Yeah.
half plate, doesn't that mean I can wear a full plate? Or is that full plate too high?
A full plate's too high because you only have light armor.
Wait, so I can use light armor, but if I get Dexterity 14, I can wear half plate.
No, so what? Eldritch Armor. The ruling that I made for Eldritch Armor is that you can only go up to medium armor.
Oh, okay. So technically,
Because-
getting dexterity to plus 14 doesn't really do anything for you, Van.
It does, because the reason why is because medium armor has a max dexterity modifier of a +2. So technically, you will bump up your AC by +1.
Hmm. But what's about? Wouldn't that mean that makes Eldritch Armor redundant then?
No, because Eldritch armor. Right, you're thinking of Shadow armor. So
No,
Oh, that's
I'm
mage
thinking about
armor.
Eldritch Armor.
It wouldn't make it redundant because Eldritch armor lets you wear the half plate. Having a +1 to the dex makes it so that the half plate's better.
So if I didn't, so if I went to plus 14, I could wear half plate. But
No, you're thinking of it wrong. You're thinking of it wrong. It's not a requirement. What I'm saying is,
oh,
medium armor, when you wear it, it gives you a flat armor. So I'm pretty sure half plate is, I think, 15. That's me off the top of my head. And it has a maximum dexterity modifier of a +2. So if you wear half plate with +1 dexterity, your AC would be 16. If your dexterity was a +2, your AC would be 17.
okay, that's good, right?
Yes, because if you increase the AC by 1, that means a targeted hit. Which means, because basically, think about it this way, right? If they have to hit you on a 17 and their modifier is like a +7, that means they need to roll a 10 or higher. Whereas if it was a 16, they would only have to roll a 9 or higher. And that's like basically more than half the dice already.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving you an extra 5% chance to not get hit.
It's got evasion tank with like. I don't know. I feel like this kind of has a lot of potential for certain things if I just, yeah. So I can only wear medium armor, but I can't wear half plate. The Eldritch armor allows you to wear half plate, right? No, wait, no,
No.
I can't. No, because you said medium armor is the highest.
Dexterity is not a requirement on what armor you can wear. It's just a modifier for making your armor better.
Yeah. So I'm allowed to wear medium, correct?
No, you're only allowed to wear white.
Okay.
Eldritch armor lets you
Wear
wear
the
medium armor.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So I was just like losing my mind. I was like, huh? And what is medium? Because leather armor is light armor, right?
Yes.
So medium
So
would be like
your-
chainmail.
Your traditional medium armor would be like chainmail, halfway, scale mail, hide, spiked armor, breastplate.
So, what are the different benefits of that armor? Like
Okay,
scale
so-
mail, spiked mail, chainmail. Like, what's the difference?
So hide is a 12 plus a maximum of +2 dex. So actually, all medium armor will have a maximum of +2 dex. Hide is 12 with no disadvantage on stealth. Chain shirt is a 13 with no disadvantage on stealth. Scale mail is 14 with disadvantage on stealth. Spiked armor is 14 with disadvantage on stealth, but you can attack with the spiked armor, so it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Breastplate is 14, but no disadvantage.
No disadvantage.
Half
On stealth.
plate is on stealth, yes.
Huh.
15. Not 15. Half plate is 15 with disadvantage on stealth. So basically, if you care about stealth, you would go breastplate. If you don't care about stealth, you go half plate because that gives you a bonus +1. Compared to breastplate.
I'm supposing the only threshold is the price of how much it costs for it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hey Valk, no, we can't kill him because we need to do this campaign, and I want to, you know, I want to do it. Also, good name. Hello, good morning, and also good afternoon. It's like, you know, nearly afternoon for me, or noon. But yeah, okay. It's interesting to see where this goes. Is carry weight determined by strength, I'm assuming?
Yes. Don't ask why I said it that way, but yes.
Okay.
I will be obviously I will impose restrictions on carry weight, but I'm not gonna make it so debilitating. The best way to put it is, for example, your backpack already puts you over encumbered, so your speed is reduced by 10 feet already.
Oh.
It's like 53 pounds.
What the fuck?
Don't ask the logic behind that, but it does. Okay, it weighs 53 pounds, right?
So the empty
But the
backpack
obvious-
weighs 53 pounds. What the fuck?
It's not an empty backpack; it's a full backpack.
Oh, with what?
Okay, hold on. What do you mean empty backpack? It has a crowbar, a hammer, 10 batons, 10 torches, a tinder box, 10 days of rations, and a water skin.
You mean the Dungeoneer's pack, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is the weight not going up?
So it's easier for me to not have to go, why are you overweight, and realize, oh wait, no, you're not, because again, realistically, the easy answer to this is literally just you drop your backpack. Just don't forget to pick it back up at the end.
Okay.
Or if you have a carriage, you leave the backpack in the carriage.
I mean, I was gonna say like, because okay, Dungeoneer's pack is different. I think when I think of Dungeoneer's pack, I think of a sack, right? So when I said an empty backpack, I was like, but the backpack has something in it, right? But surely that backpack doesn't have a weight, right?
Oh, no, the backpack has a weight.
Okay.
It's like 5 pounds, but it holds up to 20 pounds.
Okay. Oh boy.
Yeah, so it's really funny if you really think about it, because if you really do consider carry weight, everyone that starts with a pack is already immediately encumbered.
Which means how much they have, like 10 feet of movement? Did you say?
The movement is reduced by 10.
Okay. Huh. He's adding weight? I mean, I don't know. I think like weight's kind of like a nice immersion kind of thing. So.
Look, here's the thing, good man. I'm not gonna be cringe about it. Literally, I'm just gonna look at these motherfuckers, and if any of them don't drop their backpack, I'm just gonna look at them and be like, have none of you played like Tarkov or something? The first thing you do when you get into a fight is drop your fucking backpack. Come on, guys.
Is that what you
Get
do in
the
Tarkov?
program. Yes, because in Tarkov, there is this thing called inertia. Crazy, I know. But basically, in Tarkov, the heavier you are, the more you swing when you stop sprinting. So what you do, and plus you sprint faster technically, and you have more stamina. So in Tarkov, whenever you get into a fight, I have my detached backpack button bound to X. So I double tap X, get the backpack off, so I can fight at minimal weight.
Huh, okay.
You
Interesting.
swing faster, you don't swing too far and overshoot. You want to be as minimal weight as possible in Tarkov.
You say you swing, like as in, what, swinging a melee weapon? Like what?
Okay. This is FPS terminology. So,
Oh,
basically-
tilting.
no, that's leaning. So
Oh.
when I say swing, I mean turn a corner, like swing around a corner.
Wow, that's a thing in. Okay, I don't want to play Tarkov.
Okay. the easy way to describe it is that you literally strafe into the corner.
No,
just
yeah,
move
I
to
get
the
that.
right.
But it's just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Okay.
Swing is just a terminology you use because basically it's you taking a wide turn into the corner and watching. That's why when most people say swing with me, they mean
One second, Mom.
I
One
want
second,
you to
Mom.
peek with me. Yeah, good name. I completely agree. I try to make. I try not to do weight too often because it is very Grinch sometimes. Because again, I talked about it before. Quite literally, every character that starts at level 1 with their pack will always be encumbered. Why? We don't know, but they will always be encumbered.
Anyway, probably should turn off the stream so I can go get something to eat and do a few things.
Oh yeah, 100%, yeah.
Anyway, so for those of you who didn't get to watch this live, there should be a VOD. Emphasis on the should. There should be a VOD for you guys to watch. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. It was session 0, but we'll be doing tomorrow or today for people who live on this time zone. Today we'll be doing the first session with other people in the roleplay. So hope you enjoyed and I see you then. If you like what you saw here today, please consider giving me a follow. It helps the channel, but most important, you know when I go live again next. In the chat, if I can do it. Hey! I did it this time! In the chat there's a link to the Discord where you can join a wonderful community and have discussions amongst people there about any of the roleplays I partake in, Gang RP, Vixen,
Oh, this is a good.
huh?
Sorry. Okay, so there is a monster material that if you have it equipped, oh, that's good. So you know how I talked about how you get armor of Agathis
Yeah.
for free twice with that monster material? There's another monster material that lets you you can cast it twice and it regains daily at dawn. It lets you cast Hellish Rebuke, and Hellish Rebuke is one of the most banger spells that have ever existed. Wanna know why? I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Hellish Rebuke is a reaction spell. And it's a good reaction spell. Because basically, when you are damaged, you literally just look at that, you literally look at the person that attacked you, that hurt you, and you say, kill yourself now. They have to make a dex save and take 2d10 fire damage. If they fail it. And that's just good. Like two free casts of that? That's 4d10! 4d10 fire damage!
Okay.
Sure, it's a dex save, but 4d10!
4d10 doesn't sound that much, if I'm honest.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
I've never played
okay.
D&D before, man. I don't know.
Okay. So, let's assume that you will average on 4d10. That's around
10 damage.
6.
Huh?
If you roll average on it, if you roll average on a d10, it's 6. Not 5, it's 6. Okay? So
How
if you
does that
roll
make
average,
sense?
if you roll, that's because it doesn't start from 0, it starts from 1. But anyways,
Oh, right, okay.
you roll 6 on each dice. 6,
That's 12.
12, 18, 24.
Is 24 damage a lot?
It adds up. Because, for example, I will give you a hint right now. Awen has about 151 HP. That's subject to change, but for now he has 151. So if you do 24 damage to him, and note that this is a single person. Note that you're not working with your teammates who will also be doing around that much damage. You have already done 16% of his health.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Okay? And note, right? Note that if you really think about it, if everyone takes an action that does around 24 damage, you would only have to take 6 actions.
Huh, okay.
It adds up. It seems small, but it adds up.
I suppose it's also a reaction as well, so you still have your own action.
Also, it's a reaction. You get to do it for free. Well, I mean, not for free. You kind of get hurt. So if you get hit by a big dude, you're kind of just dead. So can't
Especially considering
cast
how-
Hellish Rebuke if you're dead.
Especially if I got 11 hit points, man. I don't want to be taking hits. I want to be avoiding hits.
Look, here's the thing, though, right? If you're fighting things that, or things you should be fighting, you don't gotta worry about it. You don't gotta worry about shit.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna have to stream. I'm just a bit tired. I'm not gonna do the whole like spiel, but hope you guys, you know, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in like a couple of hours, I guess. So I'll be doing Meat Rack followed by the
Hi, me, D&D.
D&D stuff. Yeah, you have a good one as well. Good name. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.